any sort of curiosity that you have, you get this opportunity to talk to them face to face. So that's basically what Shaping I is about. Okay, and as a part of this session, I'm a member of Global Shaper community. My name is Bankim, and we also do a little bit of some sort of brief counseling, I would say, where we feel that some of the important determining factors in establishing or making up our mind about what's the most suitable career for an individual. Okay? We all have been given this beautiful gift called life. Okay? You were born, and then by the time you turn 2.5, 3.5, you start going to school, nursery, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you complete school, class 12. So we end up spending roughly about, let's say, 13 years of our life in the school. And then we join university or college. We do our graduation, post-graduation, where some individuals will appear for examination right after graduation, like UPSC, or directly join the engineering by giving JEE or MBBS, medical studies, etc. Whereas many other, instead of going down the route, many students will go and complete their postgrad, and then after completing postgrad, they find a suitable career for them, right? So in this journey of life, we are responsible, we are accountable for our own life. Okay? We direct our own life. Which direction that we go in our life depends on us, right? You have your teachers, your parents, your guardians to look after you. But life is such that at some point of time you have to stand up for yourself, and then you have to take up a career, a profession which is suitable to you, and try to be successful in it. So when I say successful, it doesn't mean just earning money. Okay? It's about, success is about finding your passion and then taking up a career where you do not get frustrating, you do not get bored. Okay? It's about taking up a profession where you enjoy, where you feel like, when you wake up in the morning, you're excited that, okay, today I'm going to go to office, I've got this work, I've got to do, you're excited about it. Okay? Not taking up a profession where you get up and, oh, I don't want to do this. Right? So, just like that. So, I'll just briefly share a couple of factors which I feel it could help you in making up what could be the most suitable career for you. But before I do that, today you will be joined by an army officer, a footballer, and an IAS officer, right? So how many of you here want to be an IAS officer? Raise your hand. No one.
Where was the student like the other day? Many of you wanted to become an IAS officer.
No one wants to be an IAS officer. How many of you want to be a footballer? All right. What about an army officer? I think the footballer got more vote. What about the rest? Those who did not respond, what career do you want to take? It's okay. Some of you may have this desire in your hearts that I want to do this, or some of you may be in a situation where your parents and your guardians, they want them, your parents and your guardian want you to do certain profession like, hey, complete your school and try for medical. You may be in that situation too, because we because even I was a student in your place, and I've gone through the same thing, so I know. Okay? And some of you may also be in a situation where you have not made up your mind. Is there anyone in that situation? Because when I was, during my school days, I had no idea what I was going to do. So it's all right. Okay? So it is mainly for those who want to think through this in a more logical manner. Okay. First of all, one of the factors which could help you in identifying what could be the suitable career for you is, we call it the orientation style of an individual. Okay. Orientation style is, we are human beings, we Homo sapiens, we are all different in our own way. I'm sure you must have heard your teachers saying, everyone is unique, you are all unique. Okay? Because if you do not believe me, let's say that I drop a coin over here. Okay? There may be an individual who would come and pick it up and return it to me. There may be an individual who wouldn't move, but just watch. There may also be an individual who wouldn't move, who will see it and who will not move. He will just sit there, but tell you that, okay, you have dropped this. These are all different reactions to the same thing, right? This is an example that everyone is unique because we respond in different ways, right? So, with this orientation style, what I want you to know is, it can be very briefly, it can be divided into 4 orientation styles. The first one that I would like to talk about is administration and management orientation style. Because let's say these are individuals who like to manage things, they like organizing, or let it be organizing in the way, for instance, you may have a farewell or Teacher's Day, right, here at school? No? Any sort of function, let it be annual day or annual sports meet, where the students get an opportunity to organize certain things to errands, right? Don't you get that? You do, right? And I'm sure that even among yourself, there are individuals who come up with this idea, okay, if you are going to arrange this, these are the things that we need. So you take this, you do that, and I'll take care of this. Where you divide the work. Okay? Have you seen those individuals among yourself? It may be you, it may be your friends. Whenever you get an opportunity to do like this, these are all very important. And this is also an opportunity where you develop a lot of other skills, innate skills, apart from the syllabus that you learn inside your classroom. So these are the administrative and management-oriented individual. They like organizing, they like managing, okay? And they come with practical ideas. If we are to achieve this, we need to do this, etc. Okay? And then second group of people is people-oriented. People-oriented are those individuals who are good in dealing with people. They can communicate with everyone flawlessly. I'm pretty sure because even among your friend circle, I'm sure you would be able to identify or realize there are people who are also very quiet, very less talkative. And there are also people who talk with almost everyone, right? So these are people-oriented individuals. These people-oriented individuals, they communicate really well. If you are not able to communicate, how can you be talking with everyone, right? And you're able to study and understand the facial expression, the body language of the people who is on the opposite end of your communication, etc. These are certain qualities. So these are people-oriented, and And people-oriented individuals suits with this profession related to, let's say, education and training, then law means lawyer, and then doing social work, etc. are just certain profession. And third is creative-oriented individual. Creative people are, let it be just taking a picture, or it could be a drawing, or it could be anything where you like expressing things out of the normal conformity. Normal conformity means you do, sometimes when I ask you to draw a picture, okay, I'm telling you about my experience. During my school, whenever we'd have a drawing class, draw whatever you want, the teacher would say. More than half of us, we would land up drawing a hut. Okay. Whereas, there will also be individuals who would draw jet planes, like something different. You get what I mean? So, creative is about, these creative-oriented people are, you like expressing things in a different way, in your own way, right? Something a little different. Let it be just like that example of painting. It could be taking a picture in mobile phones. How many of you take selfies, etc.? See, the girls are laughing. See, when you start using it, I'm pretty sure some of your friends take really good picture, and then they also use the software to enhance or to beautify the picture further. That's also a way of, using that, expressing that creativity. So this is just an example, okay? And then the fourth group of orientation style is information-oriented people. Information-oriented people, they are people who are good in, taking down information, and then they usually have this habit of remembering facts, figures, etc. Okay. They take down the information really well, and then they keep it in their mind for a long time. Okay. So people-oriented, this information-oriented individuals, they usually land up doing research, etc. Even doctors, for example, I'm sure many of you would like to pursue MBBS, right? Okay. So when you study MBBS, it's a 4 years rigorous course. You have to consume, you will have to go through a lot of information related to our human body, right? And when you apply those information, it cannot go wrong. What will be the result? If it goes wrong, it becomes a matter of life and death, right? So this is just certain example. So from this orientation style, what I want you to know is to able to understand yourself and which part of orientation style is more dominant to you. Like out of these 4 orientation style, which is administrative and management, second is people oriented, third is creative oriented, and fourth is information oriented. And human beings, just like I said earlier, all of us, everyone will have a little bit of all of the 4 domains in us. But it's about finding which one is the dominant one. Dominant one meaning out of this 4 orientation style, which orientation style it suits me. It's strong. It's strong for me. Where my strength lies out of this 4 orientation. Got it? And second factor in identifying the suitable career for ourselves is, next thing is our passion. Passion is your interest, your genuine interest, the dedication that you want to give. When I say interest, I know interest, it fluctuates. Okay. You see a picture of Mary Kom, you want to become a boxer. You see Mirabai, then you want to lift weight, right? You see a footballer, you want to play football. You see a boxer, you want to play box. It changes from time to time, interest. So I'm talking about, that's why I said passion. Passion is the thing that drives you. One example would be, some of you say that you want to be a footballer, right? When you play football, you are running around the field, you are sweating out, you're wasting your energy in a way, right? You're running, you can hardly breathe, yet you enjoy it, right? By getting tired, you enjoy it. You feel better, you feel good, right?
Yes.
That's passion. Whereas those who do not like football, they may wonder, hey, what are those guys doing there running around crazy, right? So it's about, our passion are different for all individuals. So you have to ask yourself, you have to find that passion in you. Okay? What drives you? What is that you are really, really interested? Okay? Not like after watching Mary Kom, you want to be a boxer. After watching a football game, you want to be a footballer. Okay? That changes with time, that changes with mood, but the inner calling, that passion, the thing which you feel that, okay, if I pursue this, I will not get tired. You will not get tired, you will not get more demotivated. So it's about passion, number two. Okay? And passion is really important because earlier I said successful career or successful profession is not just about earning money, but it's about finding something which you enjoy doing. When you land up doing something which you do not enjoy, what happens is you're frustrated, okay? Then you'll be frustrated at office. When you come back, you share your frustration among your family members. And it is not a very healthy or positive environment, right? So finding your passion is really, really important in finding a successful career, okay? Now, third is, I would briefly talk about aptitude. Okay. Let's say that you have identified your orientation style, and then you have identified your passion. When you have identified these two things, you will be able to draw up certain profession that falls within your range. When I say within your range, meaning within the answers that you have found from yourself. For example, after going through my orientation style and my passion, I want to be, let's say I want to be an architect. Okay. Then to be an architect, what's the aptitude that I need is the next step. Aptitude meaning the basic knowledge in that area of study, followed by your appetite and your ability to gain more knowledge in that area of study. Because if I want to be an architect, first of all, I will have to be good in this aptitude called spatial, S-P-A-T-I-A-L. Spatial aptitude or spatial skill is a skill where we have the skills and aptitude to arrange different shapes, different figures, all jumbled up together and expressed it in a meaningful way. If you are lost, if you have doubt, just ask me, okay? And what other aptitude do I need to be an architect? I will also need some basic or good mathematic knowledge, because I'll have to calculate height, distance, how much depth, design, curve, angle, etc. Because when you're drawing something, when you're drawing a building or whatever it is that you're sketching, all of this geometry comes into play. So I'll need spatial skill, I'll need mathematical skill, and I will also need computer skill. Because this day all of the drawings are done in computer, right? There are various software and you put the design and the height and the measurement, etc. And then you get the rough sketch and then you change the design. So similarly, that was just an example. Let's say that you'll be joined by an IAS. Let's say that you want to be an IAS officer. Then what's the aptitude that you need to be an IAS officer? First of all, you'll need all the basic theory that you are studying in school between class 9 to 12. Because that's all of the syllabus, all of this theory will be asked in the entrance examination. Got it? After aptitude, let's say that you have identified the orientation style, your interest or your passion, and you have also identified your aptitude. Then, in choosing the most suitable career for you, you also need to understand your personality. Personality is how we react to sudden situations that we face in our life. Good? Just to sum up, try to ask yourself and try to identify from yourself what is your orientation style, what is your passion, and then after identifying that certain profession or that career, try to identify what's the required aptitude in order to pursue that career, that profession, or that courses. Okay? With that, very shortly, I'll sum it up. Thank you for your attention.
Shortly, I'm just waiting for another guest. Yeah, he's here. So, good morning. Louder, you're kids. You're high on energy. Come on, louder. Good morning. Great. So, how was the session? Fine? Good? Okay. Okay, so my name is Kimmy. I have met a few of you before, and from the other schools I have not met you. This is my first time seeing you guys, so welcome. And so I'm gonna say something about what Global Shapers is about. So Global Shapers is a network, a global network of young people between the age of 18 to 30, okay, right now. And we are a network of young people who are passionate about creating a change in our community, creating impact in our community. We are trying to do something different from other organizations which are also trying to help, but we are doing it in a little different way, okay? So, Global Shapers, we are 450 hubs around the globe, and we are 14,000 individuals around the world, in which 4,000 are already alumni, okay? And Imphal Hub was founded in the year 2015, so we are 7 years old now, and we have been doing a lot of work in Imphal area and outskirts of Imphal, plus different districts of Imphal. So, yeah, that's what we have been doing. We have certain impact areas too. We have, right now we have 5 impact areas. That is inclusivity, then there is reskilling, then there is health sector, then there is environment, then there is, I forgot another one. What is the another impact area? Okay, no problem. Then yeah, we have certain impact areas, then we have different types of projects that we have been dealing with. So today, Shaping I is one of the projects that we have been doing with, in education sector, in education impact, trying to create impact in the education field. So I hope you guys learn something from this event that we have organized, and we really appreciate the school for organizing such a gathering for us. Thank you. So now I'm gonna give my mic to Juicy so that she can start the session. Okay? What happened to the energy? So let's create a wave. What say? 3 of the rows can stand up, and then we can create the wave. Come on. With the hands up. Come on. Stand up. Let's create a wave. Sit down. Come on. Stand up with the wave. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, first row. First row. Stand up with the hands up. Come on. Yes. Yes. Come on. What happened to that row? What happened? The energy is gone? Come on, stand up, stand up. Let's not kill the wave. Come on, girls. We have to be... Come on, come on, come on. 1, 2, 3. Next, 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 next. Come on. The energy. What about the third row? What about the guys? Guys, what happened? What happened? Come on. Come on. Yes, yes. That row. Come on. The energy, come on. Thank you so much. Juicy?
Thank you so much, Kimi, for doing the much needed introduction of what Global Shapers is, what we do, and what we try to achieve for the community. A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to this, welcome to this humble setting organized by TL Shalom Academy and Global Shapers Community Imphal Hub. My name is Juicy Beauty from the Global Shapers, and I'll be moderating the program today. On behalf of the organizer, I would like to extend my warmest welcome to the speakers who are seated with us today. One, Mr. Renedy is yet to come; he's yet to arrive. Before we start the program, I would like our curator Kimi to felicitate our speakers. A small token of welcome gesture from our side. Okay, I'll do the introduction about the speakers. Here we have Lieutenant Colonel Deepak Bista, and Sir Angshim Dangshawa IAS. It's an honor to have you here, sir, with us today to help the students guide in achieving their dreams. Okay, without further ado, let's straight away start with the program schedule. Also, I would like to make an announcement before we proceed with the program that you will get to interact with the speakers for 30 minutes each, where each speakers will share their stories and experience and necessary details about the profession for 20 minutes. And after that, you will get 10 minutes to ask questions. It will be a Q&A session where you can ask your doubts and queries to the speakers, and they will answer it. You got it? Okay. So, starting with the first speaker of the day, we have respected Lieutenant Colonel Deepak Bista of the Indian Army. When we came the other day and asked the students about their career choice, we got the Army officer is a top career choice. So we have been, trying to bring an ideal person whom you can look up to join the Indian Army, and we couldn't have asked for any better person than sir. A bit introduction of about Lieutenant Colonel Deepak. Mr. Deepak is, apart from being an Indian Army, apart from being an Indian Army, Mr. Deepak is also a part of the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission, right, sir? Yes. How many of you know about the United Nations Peacekeeping Mission?
None.
How many of you know what United Nations is? I hope you all have read about it in your GK.
Raise your hand. I spent 1 month teaching you United Nations. Tell me, huh?
So, okay, maybe you'll get to know. So, Sir Deepak is a part of that, and currently he's stationed in Sudan, and he just returned from his posting. So, we're very lucky to have Sir's appointment today. Okay, you might not know United. How many of you have watched that Korean drama Descendants of the Sun? Okay, so then, okay, I'll say that then Lieutenant Colonel Deepak is the real life version of Descendants of the Sun. Now you got it? Yeah. Okay, so huge applause. I welcome Lieutenant Colonel Deepak Bista to grace the dais. Thank you.
At the very outset, I'd like to thank the Global Shapers Imphal for taking this initiative and inviting the resource person to interact with the students. It's very important, and I find it very encouraging. I appreciate, and I'd like to congratulate the Global Shapers Imphal for doing this much needed kind of a program. I also feel honored to be in the presence of our guest, Dr. Angshim Dangshawa, IAS. It's an honor and privilege to be sharing the dais with such a respected person of our community here. Well, I've been given 20 minutes, so I might not be able to share much, but I'll try and make it short and simple so that you guys, remain interested. I'll be explaining to you in 4 parts. Number 1, about me, like my little bit of a background, where I'm from, where do I did my school from and college. Thereafter, I'll be telling you about my army life, how's life in the army. The 3rd part will be, I'll be encouraging the boys and the girls. Now girls are also very much welcome in the army. I'll be telling you what it is required to be an army officer. And the 4th part, I'll be telling you a little bit of the experiences and the things that I have learned over the past 15 years of my service life. So this is how I'm going to break down my interaction with you. To start with, my name is Lieutenant Colonel Deepak Bista. I am commissioned officer of the Indian Army, commissioned in 2006. I've put in 15 years of service. I am from Kangla Tumbi here, but I'm born and brought up in Sisipur, Churachandpur. I studied in Sisipur Children Training Schools, Don Bosco Schools, and then Raeburn College till class 12. Thereafter, I went to Chandigarh in DAV College. I completed my graduation there. I came back and I started teaching in Churachandpur only in 2 years, first 2 years in Don Bosco School, and thereafter another 2 years in Raeburn College. So I was also a teacher, like we have here sitting at the back, so I can relate them, and I can also understand the fact that how our boys are very introvert. They don't speak up, They prefer to remain quiet. Outside in other states, if some teachers ask the question, there will be 10 people raising their hands up. But here, even if they know, they would hesitate to raise their hand up. They would rather feel shy. We have that introvert kind of an attitude, including me. We from the Northeast, we from Manipur, or basically we are a little introvert. We don't believe in opening up. We're just a little shy. So that's how it is, and I can understand. But I assure you that by the end of the interaction, all of you will be charged up and you'll start opening up slowly. I'm sure of that. So coming back to my introduction part, I did my high school and college from Sisipur. I belong to a very humble family. I've never shared this ever in a stage like this. I rather don't discuss about my background at all because it's not required. But today I decided that I should speak about myself, one-on-one, heart-to-heart, because I can relate with you. I might look a little different, but I'm born and brought up in Churachandpur, so I'm one of you. I'm one of you. I might look a little different, but I understand everything because I'm born and brought up in a Christian environment. I went to church. I might not be a Christian, but I understand the religion. I have so many friends, Thado friends, Paite friends. I can speak fluent Tangkhul because I was born in Ukrul. I can speak proper Paite. Thado, I can understand, but yeah, if you speak something ill about me, I'll catch you. But I can't speak fluent. But I can, yeah, I have sing while serving as a teacher in Rayburn College. I got the opportunity to sing one song also in Thado. Vanuya Hoipen Susmita Sen. And Leset Chunga Hoipen Aishwarya Rai. So that was a very famous song during that time, you know, so I got an opportunity to present. I can see some people opening up right now, you know. So I might look a little different, but I'm one of you and I want to share one-on-one. I am from a very humble beginning, I'm from a Nepali community. In Sisipur, my parents run a hotel, tea hotel. You have here, right? In the morning we go and have tea and puri and sabzi. Like that, you know, my parents run one of that in Sisipur. In Lower Lamka, the name of the hotel is called Dilip Hotel. It's still there. My elder brother is running that hotel, and I'm proud to say that, you know, it's mine. I am born and brought up in that place where my parents sold tea and puri, and I was part of it. I was you can call it in your lingua, hotel boy. You know? We said hotel boy, right? Somebody working in the hotel, giving you, serving tea, puri and sabzi, hotel boy. Yes or no? So I was a hotel boy because ours was a very small hotel. My mom, dad, me, my elder brother, my younger sister, we were 5 family members who used to run. In the morning we used to sell this tea and all this blah blah, and we would go to school and come back and then help again. So that was how my humble beginning. I just want to share this with you so that, you know, I want to give you this confidence that it is not important that when you started what your parents are. Your parents are well-to-do, your parents are officer, whatever it may be, it's not important. What is important is what you do with your life. It's not important that you are from a very well-to-do family and you go to a good school, or, you know, you've been given private coachings and all these things. It's not important. What is important is that you as an individual, what are you going to do about it? Well, at the final end of my interaction, I'll be telling you some of the points that is important to achieve something in life, which I have kept for the last. Before that, I would like to speak to you a little bit about the army. The army is an amazing, as a society, before I speak about army, as a society, our society is like a vehicle, like a car, where every part is equally important, like the tire, the engine, the body, the seat. So every profession in our society is equally important. Right, starting from CEO of a company to the janitor, the one who is cleaning the office. It's equally important. Everybody has an equal role to play. There's nothing like this profession is better than that. No, every profession is equally important. Be it army officer, be it IAS, be it doctor, be it a person driving a auto rickshaw, be it, you know, anybody. Everybody's work is equally important in the society. There is nothing like this is better than that. It is not what you do that is important in life. It is how you do it. That is more important. If you do anything with your heart and soul, you would always be successful. So it's not that this is a big job, this is a small job, and nothing of that sort. It is how you do it that will differentiate you from everybody else. So, my point of saying to you all this thing is that I'll be speaking more today about army because I'm an army officer, so I'll be a little biased towards the army thing, and I'll say army officer is this and that, but starting with, I want to clarify that every job and every work in the society is equally important. But since I'm an army officer and today I'm here to motivate you to join army, I'll be speaking a little bit more about the army. I'll be a little biased towards the army life. Am I speaking a little too fast? You able to get me? Yes, sir. You're able to understand me? Yes, sir. Amazing. I can see some of the eyes getting sparkled here. Okay. Army life, we don't call it a job or a career. We call it a lifestyle. You know, army is a lifestyle. We don't differentiate it as a job or as a career. It's a very different profession. The profession of the arms is one of the most respected, honor, dignity, and pride. It's a very, very respectable job. Question was sent to me, there was a thing being sent to me, I was told, what motivated you to join in the army? While working as a teacher in Rayburn College, I realized that, I need to settle down. Settle down in a sense, like everybody, my peers, my friends were getting jobs and all these things. And I was a very happy-go-lucky guy. I was teaching in a school, in a high school, and then in a college, and I was very happy. I was not very serious about getting a job like every one of you. Most of us are not very serious about our career, about our life. We're very laid back. Do you agree with me or not? Yes or no? Yes, by nature, we are so laid back, देखा जाएगा. मतलब we'll just see. जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा. So I was also one of that. देखा जाएगा. जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा. So I was teaching and I was enjoying my teaching job. And one day I suddenly realized that age was running out and I need to do something. That's how I applied for the competitive exams, Combined Defense Services Examination. I appeared it. Since I was a teacher, I was in touch with books also. I'm not that very good in studies, but because I was teaching the students, maybe my GK and all those was up to date. So I luckily cleared the exam. And after clearing the exam, there's an SSB interview. And that's how I got selected in 2006. And 1 year over training in 2007, I passed out. My experience as an army, I have served in the coldest battlefield in the world. You must have heard, it's Siachen Glacier. So I was commissioned in Siachen Glacier, minus 40 degrees. When you got commissioned, you said you are an army officer, you believe life would be very cool and amazing with all those uniforms and salute and all this thing, but I ended up in Glacier. It was minus 40, freezing. There was no phone, no network, nothing to, no fresh vegetables to eat. It was very tough, but it was equally challenging and I enjoyed that every part of my life. That tenure of Siachen Glacier taught me the importance of the minor things in life. Like every day you get food to eat. We're not happy to eat food. We're not happy to eat that green leafy vegetable. You're not happy to have a mobile call. You are not happy because it's all given in a plate to you very happily. We don't ask for it. It's so easy. Will anybody be happy if you see green leafy vegetable here? In the market, if you go, would you be very happy to see the green leafy vegetable? No, right? It's quite normal here. But if somebody take you to a place at a minus 40 degrees Celsius and you stay there for 6 months, the first day you come home, you will run to the vegetable market. Because you've not had that, right? So you like to have that. So small things like vegetables, green leafy vegetables, telephone connection, staying together with your parents, so much oxygen to breathe and everything so green and nice. So you started appreciating everything in life. So from that tenure, I started appreciating the smaller things in life and it opened up a variety of horizons. My point of telling you all these things is that army life might look very cozy and very shining and sparkling from outside, but it's equally challenging. But nevertheless, it's one of the most amazing career where you have an opportunity to grow professionally, personally. If you do well, you will be exposed to a lot of places. Like I've got the opportunity to serve with the National Security Guard, the Black Cat Commandos. I have flown as a Sky Marshal for 3 years. Have you heard of Sky Marshals? No. Okay. It's a very good thing to do in the army, and it's a very good opportunity. Not everybody gets to do that. So in the army has given the opportunity to serve in varied environment, in Glacier, in National Security Guard as a Black Cat Commandos, and right now I'm on leave. I'm on a 10 days leave. Right now I'm serving as a United Nations peacekeeper in United Nations Interim Security Force in Abyei. It's a place called Abyei in South Sudan. So there I'm posted. Here I've come for 10 days of leave, and in between this, I got an opportunity. It's a good luck for me that I got an opportunity to interact with all of you. So cutting the story short, I would like to tell you that army is an amazing opportunity. If you try, you will be successful. Now that's the life in the army, how it is. It's amazing. I can just say in 3 words that army is not a career or not a profession. It is a lifestyle. It gives you an opportunity that you cannot imagine in the wildest of your dream. Only the sky is the limit. If you have the capability and the ability and the zeal and enthusiasm, you can reach anywhere you want. So that's life in the army. I'll just leave some questions if somebody has in the last. You can ask me anything about the army. I'm cutting it short because it might get a little boring to you. Now, Coming to the third point, what are you supposed to do if you want to become an army officer? What is that quality required? Well, if you go to the Google and type the exam NDA, you will get a syllabus, mathematics 300 marks, GK 200 marks, and English 200 marks, and there will be a syllabus. You can just take the book and start studying. You might, get everything out of it, but it's not a guarantee that you will become an army officer. An army officer requires a little different kind of a trade. And what is that trade? What is required to be an army officer? After the completion of the written examination, you will be facing a 5 days of interview, SSB interview, where you will be checked with your intelligence and personality will be checked. In that 5 days, you will be, questioned by various officers, right from psychologists to group task officers, to so many tasks will be given to you to check and see as to whether you have the leadership ability to lead people in the most extreme conditions. Like, why is it so, why it is considered that, entering the army is so difficult? Why the SSB, the so-called Service Selection Board, the rejection rate is so high? Because an army officer is unlike others. He has to motivate his people, to go to war where there might be certain death waiting for him. So to motivate somebody to go and face certain death is not a very easy task to do. You can motivate somebody to work hard. You can motivate somebody to, give their best. But to motivate somebody to follow you and your orders, knowing that, he might face certain death, that is not a very easy thing to do. So that's why, the army officers requires certain amount of leadership quality, which is being checked in that 5 days of SSB interview. That's why it is being called one of the most, considered to be one of the most toughest. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you must have that zeal and the spark. What is important is that you should have the spark. Now I'll come, what is required? Nothing is required except a positive mindset. I'm repeating the point again. In life, whether you want to become an army officer, you want to become an IAS officer, you want to become a doctor or engineer, or you want to become anything for that matter, or NASA astronaut, or whatever it is, what is required? If somebody asks me, I would just come to just one word, and that is mindset. Mindset. If you think that you can do it, I am telling you, nothing on earth can stop you. Nothing. I'll give you an example of how a change in mindset can change the whole story and the whole life. If I ask you to, if there's a 6 feet wall here, if there is a 6 feet wall here, 6 feet, everybody must be around 4 or 5 feet, right? So 6 feet wall, if I just say normally to these boys, if I just say, okay, please cross the 6 feet wall. Some of you might cross it, some little bit, athletic body can just jump and cross it. Some of you might say, Sir Renedy, let it be. Because I'm just a guest and I'm just trying to tell you to cross it. Some of you might cross it, some of you might not cross it. Those who don't cross it, they feel that 6 feet is a little too high. What, Renedy, what? It's not required. What is so important about it? For example, the same wall, the same you. If a guy is running behind you with a sword to kill you, and you are running and you have no other way out other than jumping that 6 feet wall, more number of boys will jump, right? Yes or no? See, the scenario, look at the scenario. The 6 feet wall is also the same. You are also the same. But in the first case, you didn't jump because you thought it is not required. But in the second stage, in the second story, somebody is following you with a sword, and you know in the mind, and your mindset has told you, ki, if I don't jump this, then thado program kichai. Yes or no? Yes or no? That's the importance of mindset. The second story says that he knew that if I do not jump this wall, my story ends there. In life, whenever you want to do something, if you have this mindset, if I do not do this, it's the end of the story, and I have to do it by hook or by crook. I must do it. Once you put this small thing inside the brain, inside your mind, nothing on earth will stop you. I might sound very aggressive, pardon me, because I'm in the army and we are like this. We're taught to be aggressive. So I'm telling you once again, in life, that mindset of yours, if you have believed, I'm not saying that tomorrow everybody will become army officer and everybody will become doctor, engineer. No, everybody in this world has some set of capabilities in them. Some may become, businessman. Some may become a very good army officer. Some may become a very good doctor. Some may become a nurse. Some may become a very good carpenter, for that matter. Whatever you do in life, you must give your 100% and do, outshine it in everything that you do. So that was my logic, my point in telling you that it's only the mindset that set you apart. So if you want to become an army officer, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is tell yourself that yes, I can do it. Thereafter you will start searching, okay, what is the syllabus? What will they ask in the interview? Am I required to keep myself physically and mentally fit? Tomorrow if men look up to me, will I be able to come up to their expectations? Will I be able to convince them, inspire them? Will I be able to put that spark inside their heart that they will be able to obey you even to the extent of giving and sacrificing his life? Do I have that in me? That is the question you need to ask yourself. And if your answer is yes, then nothing on earth is going to stop you. So keeping it short, in life, it's not about being army officer, being IAS officer, or whatever. Whatever you want to do, you see what are your capabilities. Are you good in football? Are you good in volleyball? In everything you require discipline, dedication, and consistency. Discipline, dedication, and consistency. You cannot just become someone someday, one fine night you dream of becoming somebody, yes, I can do it, and tomorrow you'll become. No, it has to be a regular effort, every day in and out. You need to sacrifice few things. Going out, drinking with friends. These are quite simple in our, when I was class 9 and 10, we used to go out, sit in a vendor, and take some 10 rupees out, and then drink, and then some singzu in the center. You understand? So those things needs to be cut. I used to cut that thing. I used to say, okay, you want to drink? You take money from me. I used to contribute, but I didn't drink that. I had promised myself that if I'll become something in life first. Then I'll start enjoying all these privileges. Drinking around and going around and having these, that, and blah, blah, blah. That's secondary. Priorities should be straight in life. What do you want to do? You want to become somebody in life when people look up to you as a leader, when you speak, people listens to you, or you just want to end up as just a normal guy? The choice is yours. The choice is yours to me. And this is the right time to make that mind and make up that mind. Whatever in life you want to do, your mindset should tell you, yes, I can do it. Discipline, dedication, and consistency, and nothing on earth is going to stop you from whatever you want to do in life. With this, I come to the end of this one. If anybody has any questions, I think I have not run about 20 minutes. We in the army were very much particular about our time. I was giving 20 minutes, so I would not like to extend even 1 minute or so. Any questions from the audience, I'm more than happy to take.
Hello, sir. It's really great to meet you. And yeah, I did a search about you in Google yesterday. And so my question is kind of stupid, but it's not stupid to me. Why you got married or why you are in love relationship if you are sacrificing your life for the country? And doesn't you think that the heart of your loved ones will be overwhelmed, scattered like broken glasses?
Very very, like a very personal or a very difficult question, I should say, but I appreciate, the courage of the girl, and anybody can ask any question. No question is stupid, okay? Don't keep it to yourself. You can ask any damn bloody question from anything under the sky. I'm here to, if I know, I'll answer you and reply you. If I do not know, I'll go back and try and find out the answer and get back to you. But you must find your answers. It should not be left unanswered. Any question should not be left unanswered. We're coming back to the beautiful lady who has asked a question here. She said that, you are in love marriage and now you have joined the army, and are you not scared and all these things? Of course, I'm a human being, I'm scared. Who is not scared? If somebody is saying he is not scared, he is either lying or he is a Gorkha. They used to say, I'm a Gorkha. I'm a Gorkha myself, I'm a Nepali, I'm a Gorkha, but everybody is scared. If somebody is saying he is not scared, he is lying. He is a liar. Every one of us are scared. It is not important whether you feel scared or not scared. What is important is after you feel scared, how do you respond? There are two types of things when you feel scared in life. One is you react. Another one is you respond. You calm down and you say, oh, what is to be done? So now here, yes, I'm scared. It's not a very easy thing to leave behind. I'm married. I have a 6-year-old son. They're from here or from Imphal only, so I'm posted in United Nations, so I'm leaving them here. Yeah, it's very difficult. It breaks my heart into 1,000 pieces, the moment I leave my son. My wife is a strong woman, she doesn't cry, but I start crying, So it's difficult, I must say. Nothing in life is easy. And anything easy is not worth achieving. If it's easy, anybody can do it. It's difficult, that's the fun. Yes or no? If it's easy, anybody can do it. It's difficult, that's why the fun is there in doing. And that's why army people are being respected, because a lot of sacrifices, it requires a lot of sacrifices. They stay away from family, they are in a very difficult environment, challenging situation. So it's difficult. I will not say it's easy. I will be lying if I say that life in the army is easy. I will take a moment to welcome Sir Renedy. Hi, warm welcome to you. We are honored to be in the middle of a wonderful football. I have not met him personally, but I have heard a lot about him. He's an amazing football player, and I'm honored to be among an esteemed guest like him. So welcome to you. Let's give a big hand to Mr. Renedy. We thank him because he is a busy guy, but he took out his time to be among us, and it's an honor. Sir, with your kind permission, I may continue. Okay, so I was talking to you about doing things in life. If I say that I am not scared or life in the army is easy, it will be a lie. It's difficult, but at the end of the day, it is worth it. Because anything easy, I'm telling you again, it's not, there's no fun in doing easy things. Fun comes only when you do something which is not easy, which is not so easy, and it's difficult. That's the real crux of life that lies. If it had been easy, anybody would have been doing it. I'm asking you to do it because it's difficult. Prove your worth, prove your soul that you have taken anything you want to do. Try and go and do something that you feel is difficult. Go out for it and explore yourself. I think I have answered your questions there. Any other question, please?
Morning, sir. So my question is, what was the most difficult SSB interview that you faced?
Well, I just faced one interview, and since I passed, I cannot say it's difficult. It was easy for me. Yes, it is considered that the rejection rate in the SSB is quite high. I don't know why, but I feel that if you have a positive mindset, they are checking your mindset, whether you have a positive mindset or not, and how you will react in a certain situation. So if you go and attend any SSB interview, if you go with a positive mindset and give logical answers, not superhero type of answer, logical answers to logical solution to logical problems, I don't think it will be that difficult, It's the difficulty and not difficulty is always, as I told you, it's a state of mind. Now if you start by saying that it will be difficult, then it will be difficult. But when I went to an SSB interview, I said, I don't need much seat. I know I might be sounding a little aggressive here, but that's my way of pumping myself up. I don't require many seats. One seat is required. Just one seat. And I'm just one. Yes or no? They said the vacancy is very less in this and that. But actually you are just one individual, and how much vacancy you require? One. Yes or no? That's the confidence that you should be having to yourself. The moment you started accepting things like this, the universe will start rotating, in a positive environment. Everything that you do will start turning out to be positive. It's all, as I said in the beginning, inside your mind. And it's the mindset that matters. If you think it's easy, it will be easy. If you think it's difficult, half of the battle is already lost there. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sir.
Okay, I can see, the introvert people have also started getting up and starting asking questions. It's very nice. Oh, it's you.
Taking this opportunity, sir, I would like to ask you, what is your value proposition?
Okay, you are talking about financial?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, I'll tell you. I'll be very blunt here, okay? If you are thinking that you want to be a millionaire, you want to drive an Audi, or you want to be a very, like the way you see in Korean drama, successful superstar, by joining the army, you're not going to get that. Army is not something, you join for money. Yeah, you'll have a respectable life, respectable life. But if you're talking about getting a supercar and luxury lifestyle, then it will be a false dream that I'm going to show to you. Army is not meant for money. Okay, if you want to earn money, you might want to try for software engineer and go to United States of America and work in Google. Your pay package will come to around 10 crores per annum. But in the army, it's a very decent salary, a respectable salary. I must tell you, it's a very respectable salary. In Indian society, you will be able to get something that money can't buy. If money can buy it, it is not expensive. Okay? You understand what I mean? I'm not trying to get very philosophical here, but since I'm an army officer standing here, I must protect my, my work and my status. I feel as an army officer, I don't work for money. Money ke liye to koi bhi kaam karta hai. But here I work for honor, dignity and pride. It's very easy to say, but an army officer does not work for money. Okay? But having said that, it's important. I come to the ladies, this question. It's very important that what is the salary and all this thing, to be very blunt. Initially, a commissioned officer will get around 1 lakh. You will get 1 lakh rupees salary per month. You will get government quarters. You will get a leave travel concession 2 years. In 2 years, you can travel anywhere in India with your family. The government will repay you. You will get a house rent allowance wherever you stay. If you are staying in a quarter, that quarter will be free. If you are not staying in a quarter, you are staying outside, that will be, reimbursed by the army. The army takes care of you. You don't require money only actually in the army. You are taken care of. Everything. You come home, that is also taken care of. Everything. Your children's education is taken care of. Your medical is free. You study real hard and do well. You will go doing courses in United States of America or Australia. You can become a defense attaché of a different country, and then the sky is the limit. If you are really into that money thing, then there is also an opportunity that you can really earn a lot of money. But yes, if you are going only for the money thing, then that will be a little, you will be disappointed. I'll be very blunt with you, it will be a little disappointed because you don't have that much of money in the army. It's only that, pride, honor and discipline and the thing sort of thing. I hope I have answered the question. I'm being blunt, okay, because I don't want to hide anything. Students should be given clear and crystal clear answer. No if and but, direct. I'm calling a spade a spade. Answer? Any more question?
We'll be able to accommodate one last question.
Of course,
Anyone?
of course. Since we have so many esteemed speakers, I don't want to eat away their time. One last question. Yeah. Any question? Any question? Any question?
Very good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What I wanted to ask was that, what if you have two aims you can't choose between?
Pardon me, my bit there, again.
What if you have two aims you can't choose between?
Okay, if you have two aims.
Two aims you can't choose between. You have hard time choosing between the two.
Okay, how do you choose your aim? If you have two aims and you find it very difficult to choose in between them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I am in that space, I would choose which one is give, See, everything you will not get in life. You know, it has to be some ifs and buts. So you want to become a doctor or engineer, you can't become both. You have to choose what kind of lifestyle you want. You have to do some kind of a research and analysis. Like if you're a doctor, you have to stay awake at night. There might be emergency. Are you happy with that kind of a life wherein you have to, stay awake the whole night? So you have to see ways, pros and cons of both the aims. Your heart will give you an answer. Your heart will give you an answer. I cleared my MCS exam in 2004. At the same time I cleared army. It was not the main exam though, it was a preliminary MCS, and I was supposed to give the main. And then my call letter came for the army. I was a little confused because MCS, I might not get through though, but there was a little hope because I had cleared my preliminary, so I thought I might, if I'm lucky. So I had an option whether I should stay back and continue and give my main MCS examination, which I may or may not get. But here the army officer thing was already interview, that SSB interview call letter had come. So I had an option of choosing between two. I weighed both the thing, there were pros and cons. Finally, deep down my heart, something, gave me that push. That push, no, army officer will be a better option. That's how I went on to become an army officer, and I don't regret my choice. Whatever I am today, it is because I choose to be in the army, and I'm grateful and thankful to God that whatever it has given to me, this is something which is more than deserving. As you say in the, in your church and all, it's not on my merit, but by His grace. So I said I'm quite happy with that. Any more questions? I think I'm done. So, my dear ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests here. Please.
Sir, let's say
you still have 5 more minutes, I think, right? You still have 5 more minutes. I still have 5 more minutes of my time.
I want to achieve something, but I lack confidence. So, how do I gain confidence?
I'll tell you, this is a very important question. Everybody here, including me when we were here, we lack confidence. Something holds us back. Some invisible force always holds us back. Even me, I used to feel very reluctant to speak. Even if I know I don't want to raise my hand up in the class. I just want to avoid. The best thing to, gain confidence is starting to believe yourself and just go for it. Don't think, ye kya kahega, ye kya kahega. That's it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Start speaking in front of yourself in the mirror. Start speaking. I know it's quite funny, but it's a very, very important technique that I usually tell my juniors also. It's good to speak to yourself once in a while. Why is that you are, lacking? What is that is holding you back? Are you poor in English? You can improve that by reading newspaper, by watching BBC, by speaking to the non-tribal students in English or your friends in English. What is that shying? We always tend to shy away. We have the best of talents. We are amazing in everything that we do. Let it be sports, let it be anything. Even in the army also, the army officers from Manipur, they're so hardworking. They're very dedicated, honest. No pride, no ego, nothing. We are being blessed with so many qualities. The only thing that is holding us back is lack of confidence. And why is that lack of confidence? Because you have not been able to understand yourself. In trying to understand all the other things around you, you are unable to understand what are you good at, what are you lacking at. The moment you started understanding yourself and trying to improve yourself every day, for example, you're not good in English, you start speaking. A month or two, you will be good at it. What's so big deal about it? Yes or no? Is it a big deal? In anything, I'm telling you at the beginning of the interaction I told you, it's all in that mindset. The moment you decide that you can do, I'm telling you again in capital letter, nothing on earth can stop you. It is all in the bloody mindset. With this note, I rest my today's interaction and would like to give my opportunity to the other esteemed speaker here. Right? Thank you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir. It was truly an honor to listen to sir's experience and story. Early today morning, few students of you, you were putting your hands up saying that you want to become an army officer. How many of you are now, are you now pumped and excited for what the future holds as an army officer for you?
Who wants to become, see more hands?
Who wants to become an army officer? Yes, okay, good. I saw many hands, yes, right. We saw many hands in the morning. What happened to those? Are you now intimidated? Okay, anyway, I really hope that you are now inspired, left with a better vision after hearing sir's story and experience. It was truly an honor, sharing his story as an army officer, as an Indian Army. How is the life of an army officer? For sharing that, we must truly be thankful to him. Before we move on, I would like to felicitate Mr. Renedy Singh. Can I please ask Trasala to do it? Next on our program lineup, the students. Okay. On our program lineup, we have a small performance from TL Shalom Academy students. The other day, Mr. Singh have asked me if they could accommodate few more performances, but unfortunately we couldn't because we want to, utilize the time, your time in having to interact with the speaker. So that is the reason why we were able to accommodate only one performance. So please forgive us for that. So the students, can I please call upon? The stage is yours. needed in the program. Thank you. And to the other students who we couldn't accommodate your performance, please forgive us for that. Continuing with our resource person lineup, we have Dr. L. Angshim Dangshawa IAS. He belongs to the 2019 IAS batch and is currently posted as the SDO of Paumata Senapati District. Being the first IAS officer from the Marine tribe, Dr. Angshim is an inspiration. He's an inspiring figure for those who challenge to dream big in life. And nowadays civil service has been, not nowadays, yes, it has been one of the most sought after career, career by the students and even by the Indian youth. So aspiring civil servants, this is your chance to have a one-on-one interaction with an IAS officer. So attend this session attentively because this session is for you. Without your interaction, this program won't be successful. So may I please call upon Dr. Angshim IAS on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi friends, how are you all? I understand it's a little bit sunny today, and but I'm sure that it's still much better than the pour down. At least the sunshine is better than the rain, I hope. Yeah. At the outset, I would like to thank the Global Shapers Imphal and the Shalom Academy for inviting me and to share this moment with you all, the young minds and the future of our nation. I'm extremely glad and I'm happy that I can make it today. And I also would like to give my deepest respect to my other colleagues who are the resource person for today, Mr. Renedy Singh. He was a former captain to the national football team, and also to Mr. Deepak Bista, Lieutenant Colonel to the Indian Army. And I also give my respect to the school faculties and the principal and all the staffs. Yeah, I have been playing a football match in the last 3 days and I'm extremely exhausted physically, but still I will try my best to keep you alive and to at least deliver a few thoughts which I feel is necessary. I wasn't informed that this program is about career counseling. I was told that I would be interacting with some number of students, but I wasn't exactly mentioned that it will be about career counseling. So nevertheless, yeah, it's all the same after all. So I would like to pitch in about the career counseling as well. Yeah, my name is Angshim. I belong to Marine community. It's a very small community. And I did my 10th from Palel, St. Joseph High School, 12th from Royal Academy of Sciences, Wangkai. Then in 2011, I got into MBBS course at Janim Sporompat, Imphal. Then I completed in the year 2017. Then in the year 2018, I gave my civil service exam. And yeah, I cleared it and I am a 2019 batch IAS officer. So, to start with, let me share one small incident. In the year 2017, when I was doing my internship as a medical graduate, it was in the Department of Medicine. So one fine evening, I was on emergency duty along with my teachers, along with my senior doctors. There came a lady, I think she might be about 40, 45, I guess. So she was brought in a stretcher in an unconscious state of mind. So we came to know that she had been having a diabetes, extreme high level of blood sugar. So she was brought unconscious because of extreme level of blood sugar. In medical term, we call it diabetic ketoacidosis, diabetic DKA coma. So she was brought in a comatose state. Now, after lots of hard work, after a very, I should say, efficient teamwork, our doctors on duty who were on emergency that day, we were somehow able to save her. And we somehow could save her life, but she was still unconscious. But we managed to put her vitals in a safe side. Now that day happened to be my last day as a medical professional. I had applied for leave. I had applied for my resignation because I wanted to go for my civil service preparation. So after 3 days, I was supposed to leave for Delhi. So now that was my last day, and we left the patient just like that. She was already safe. Then 2 days later, when I was about to leave for Delhi, so I went again another round to the hospital wards just to say hi and to bid goodbye to my colleagues, to the nurses and the medical staffs. And there lies a lady on her bed. She was sitting comfortably. She was conscious. She was able to understand, but still very weak. So I went to her bed and I asked her, "Auntie, are you fine now? Are you all right?" And in surprise, she looked back at me, and then she was not able to know me. She was not able to recollect who I am, because she was conscious when we first met her. Now at that moment, the nurses came and told her that Nene, this guy is one of the doctors. On that day when you came to hospital, he was in the team who saved your life. And the moment when the nurse told her that, she started crying. She started weeping. So after that, we went to doctor's room. I had my senior teacher who is a cardiologist. So he said to me, Angshim, you are planning for civil service. Now you're planning to leave. Now, I understand that you being in a bureaucracy, being in the service will yield you a lot of power and a lot of authorities to do a lot of things in your life for your society, for the needy people. But you could see with your own eyes that the person whom we could save her life, the kinds of happiness, the relief, the satisfaction in her eyes, from her face, you may not get in civil service. Because basically it's just a second to God, the work that we did. We saved her life. So I couldn't deny that. I couldn't disagree to what he was saying. That's very true, right? But I told my teacher, I told him that that's very true. Nobody can deny that. But I just want to tell you, in life, we are not meant to be everything that we see. Alright? You, we all are not meant to be everything that we see with our eyes. We are meant to become somebody. We are meant to find our own calling in our life. You are meant to find the purpose of your life, what you are meant to do in your life. God has given you just one life, and it's our duty to find out what fits me the best in this life. In this one lifetime that I have been given, what is that one perfect role that I'm supposed to play in our society? So, since it's career counseling, I thought I would start with this short story. You all must be confused. Many of you may be confused what you will do in your life 10, 20 years down the line. I was also in the similar condition like you. We all were once. So it's not wrong, or it's nothing strange to be in that state of mind. You have seen many people in your life. You have seen different personalities. You have seen different fields of walk of life with your own eyes. Teachers, politicians, bureaucrats, and people in military, doctors, engineers. So you must be all confused in your mind. What am I supposed to do? Well, I would like to just give you 3 very, very important points, factors that will help you decide what you should, what will determine you to become in the future, what your future should be like. There are a lot of things, a lot of speakers would have said a lot of things, lot of professional career counselors will say many things, but I would like to sum up 3 very important factors. Number 1, the so-called passion. So when we say passion, again, most of you are still very young. You may not understand what passion is also again. Passion is not just a hobby. Passion is something much more than a hobby. Something you really love to do. Something you crave for it. Some things you would, you'd like to go on doing day and night. Something that will, disturb your mind, which will make you crave to do. You want to play football. You love singing. Let's say you love swimming, or you love to do gardening, or you love dancing. It should not be just liking it. It's something that's much more than liking it. You have to crave for it. Something you desire a lot. And I know, especially our students from the hills, we have a lot of passions. Most of us have many hobbies. We are somehow good in almost everything, but we don't excel in one thing. So it is extremely important for us to differentiate what is hobbies and what is the goal, what is the vision of your life, what is passion and what is hobby. It's extremely important for you to differentiate this. Now, again, some of us, especially the young ones, may still not know what you like also, what you are interested also. With time, you will come to know. But the best thing that you can do at this point of time is you have to explore a lot. You have to experiment a lot. You have to get involved. When there's a sports meet going on, you have to get involved. When there's a cultural meet going on in the school, you have to get involved. When there's a social work going on in your locality, get involved in it. That way you'll somehow develop what your passion is about. But I'm sure this will come with time as you grow up. Now, the second thing is, well, many of us, the friends from our state, Manipur and Northeast, we have passion. We like to become, I'll just take the example of my own profession. We would love to become a civil servant. We see the deputy commissioners going in a road, with the escorts, with the flag posts, with the sirens and all these things. That somehow, inspired you, and then you want to become civil service. So now, do you think just wanting to become civil service, just wanting to do it, having the passion alone, it's enough? It's never enough. It's never enough. I'll just give you a few numbers here. In my time, it was the civil service examination 2018. In 2018, I get my prelims in the month of June. So there were 5 lakhs applicants to write the preliminary exam. 5 lakh students. Now, out of these 5 lakh students who wrote their prelims, about 10,000 cleared prelims and they wrote the mains exam. Okay. Now, out of these 10,000 students who went on to write the mains exam, about 3,000 cleared mains and were qualified to give their personality test. They were qualified for interview basically. Now, again, out of these 3,000 aspirants who went and sat at the Dholpur house in Delhi, where the UPSC Bhawan is there, where the interviews are conducted, out of these 3,000, in my time, in 2018, 783 were selected in the final merit list. Okay, you can understand the figures here. 5 lakhs, 10,000, 3,000, then final merit list was 783. Now, these 783 are the total merit list, but we have about 30 services to be allocated to these 783 people. And it has been the norm that most of us, when we talk about civil service, we mostly think about the Indian Administrative Service and maybe IPS. So out of the 783 people who were finally in the merit list, 180 were able to make it into IAS. Now you can see the figures again, how it has narrowed down. What I'm trying to say is that the success rate is extremely low. If you calculate, it's much lesser than 0.1% also. 0.000 somewhere percent. So now, coming back to the first point, do you think you having a passion to do something in your life is enough? Never. Having a passion is just a start, that's just a spark. It is much more than that. You have to be extremely good at it. Now, do you think any student who aspires to become a civil service will go to Delhi, join a coaching center without any confidence? Do you think any student who thinks that I will not be able to clear it at the exam, but still I will go to Delhi and write the exam, do you think that will there be such people? No. It's going to take both your time and money, right? So whoever has gone to Delhi, settle down there and give heart and soul into it, they have the confidence. They think that somehow they can do it. What I'm trying to say, you have classes here, you have the exams, you have toppers, top 5, top 10. So most of these aspirants who are working for this exam were once the toppers in their class. I was topper till my class 12. What I'm trying to say is that the people who are into the competition are not there just for namesake. They were like you. They come from different corners of the country, from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Rajasthan to Arunachal, all corners of the country they came, thinking that he or she is qualified, thinking that, you know, I'm good enough. I have been toppers in my class, so I can do this. Now, when such all qualified people come together, having the same passion, going to fight for the same, battle, if you think that having the passion alone is going to suffice, you are very wrong. That's where you need to be really good at it. Number 1 was having the passion, finding out your passion. Number 2 is you have to be very good at it. You may have 2-3 passions. You may have 2-3 more hobbies. But you have to find out which one is going to be feasible for you. Like, I love playing football since I was very young. I played a lot. I even participated in district leagues and all. But at that time, I know, when I was young, God has not given me the height. Alright? And to be in a physical sports like football, you need certain minimum, basic physical to compete in a very tough level, So I realized that it's not going to be my future. And at that time, unlike now, there was not much prospect again. Today we have like ISLs and all. It's very good. It has a very good prospect today to be a footballer. But that time there was not much. So I realized, no, I have a passion for playing football. I love singing a lot. I play music, I play guitar, I play piano. But I know that these are just hobbies. This cannot be my life. So I have to decide what I have to become. On the basis of that, I have to decide. Right? So I realized that academics was the only option for me. I mean, I should not say only, but the best ones for me, best one. So like that, you may have a lot of passion in your life, you may have a lot of hobbies, students, but you have to find out which one is most feasible for you, which one is most likely to suit you, given your talents. And you have to be extremely good at it. In career counseling, there is something called hedgehog principle. Later on, you Google and find it out. Hedgehog is a small animal. Okay, it's a small animal like a porcupine. Very slow, very dummy, very, stupid-looking animal. But there is an animal called fox. Fox, you know, right? Fox is a very bright, colorful, fast-running, and very cunning animal. Every time this fox tries to capture the hedgehog, every time he tries, he still fails. Because this hedgehog has a spike on its body, and then every time the fox tries to capture him, he can, shoot out its spike and then attack the fox. You see, the fox is very beautiful looking, colorful, fast running, very cunning, and he can play, he can act like he's dead to captivate the hedgehog. He has got a lot of qualities. But the hedgehog is a small, dummy, very dull-looking animal, not talented. The fox is very talented in many things. The hedgehog is not talented, but he is extremely good in just one thing. That's what? Defend himself. And he can succeed in that. So you may be having a lot of hobbies here. You may be having a lot of passions. You may be good in many things, but that will not make you excel. You need to find out where you are extremely good at. You have to find out that. Otherwise, there's a saying, jack of all trades but master of none. So you'll become just like that. You won't be that shining star in the society. You may be talk among the friend circles, oh, he's very talented, he's multi-talented, but you will not be the shining star. Like we have our own resource person today. He is one of the shining star because he's good at what he do. Something like that, you have to find out. Alright? And you have to be extremely hardworking when I say good at it. Skills and talents and gift alone is not enough. You have to work very hard. I studied about 10 to 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours in a day for the exam. And I'm not exaggerating it. And I'm not trying to intimidate you. It was necessary. So on an average, I think I studied 8 hours in a day. Because I had to go coaching, and it was my first attempt. And with no background about the humanities, I just passed off my MBBS without any prior preparation. It was extremely challenging for me. So, and you will face a lot of hardships, challenges in your life, downs, physically down, mentally down. There was time when I got exhausted so much. Only one thing kept me going on. One thing that kept me motivated all the time was, I remember the people back at home. I prepared my exam in Delhi, so I remember my people back at home whenever I'm down. I remember, I could picturize their faces. I talk to myself, these people are waiting for me. These people need me. Sooner or later, they will need my help. So I have to come back successful. That's what I kept challenging myself, And I consider myself inside a room, surrounded by 4 walls. I consider myself in a room with a tall wall, and the other side of the wall is our society. So I thought, today I am struggling so hard. I'm spending days with sweats and night without proper sleep for a while. If I can't climb over this wall and present myself to the society which is on the other side of the wall, then my entire struggle, whatever I have been working on, it's going to be waste. It's going to be wasted. And the story that I used to share one day, my struggle, my hardships, will be buried when I die, along in my grave. Nobody will dare to hear us. Nobody would bother to even share or take time to listen to my stories. That's a challenge that I used to throw myself. So when you are down, when you are so down physically, mentally, you have to challenge yourself. Find a way to motivate yourself. That's what I challenge myself, I have to climb this wall. I've started climbing. I know I'm tired. I know I'm exhausted, but I have to climb somehow. So that one day, I'll get an opportunity, to share to the society about my struggle. Otherwise, I will not climb over the wall. If I don't clear the exam, I will not climb over the wall. I will not get opportunity to share to our society like today. And my story will be gone to drain. When I die, will be buried along with me in my grave. So, you have to challenge yourself. Now, a lot of things can be said, but let's make it short. You have passion, number 1, right? For your career, you have to find out passion. Number 2, you have to find out what you're really good at. Don't be very, imaginative in deciding your future. Be practical. Find out what you're extremely good at, like the hedgehog, not about your multiple talents. Alright. Then number 3, about this third point, people may, differ on this, but given the circumstances we all grow up, the situation where we are right now, being in a very remote part of the country and in a very societal kind of system that we live in, I must say, the financial earning prospect of the career is very important. How many of you think that if I have enough money, if I have salary, that's going to feed my family, me and my family, I am satisfied in life? Can I see hands? How many of you think like that? How many of you think that if you have a salary, that will help you feed your family, feed your wife, give school fees for your children, then I'm satisfied in life? How many of you think like that? Can I see? Please be frank. No one thinks like that? You are very advanced. I'm glad. If I don't know if you're shy, but if you think that you are not that in that category of the people, then I'm glad you are very advanced in your thinking, thinking way. Well, how many of you have seen a pregnant lady taken to hospitals in a stretcher with a bamboo and a cloth, a shawl? A stretcher made with bamboo, taken a pregnant lady or any sick person in the remote village. How many of you seen, at least in pictures and photos? Lots of you. How many of you have you seen the picture of our own district in our state, Tamenglong, where a vehicle got stuck in a very bad condition road where the elephant has to pull the vehicle out? Have you seen the picture? No. Have you seen any picture of a house being gutted down by a fire? Burned down by a fire? Just like that in the moment? You have seen, right? How many of you have seen an old lady going to a field? Very old lady who is supposed to be resting properly at home. Old lady going to a field with a basket on her back full of vegetables. How many of you seen that? You have seen, I'm sure. Now, if you think, if you have a salary that's going to give you a decent house, and that's going to give you a decent car, if you think that you're going to be satisfied with that, I would like to, pause for a moment and think about all these people. Do you think if you have a good house and have a good car, and when you look to your right, if you see an old lady coughing day and night, suffering from terminal tuberculosis, family not able to take her to hospital because of the fear of the death, fear of the financial, expenses. And how many of you think that, like I said, a pregnant lady taken with a stretcher to the hospital, a children which is supposed to be going to school, who is supposed to be sitting like you here, not going to school, and then helping her parents in a hotel washing dishes? Do you think that you will be satisfied as a human being? Do you think that you will be so blind, you can turn blind eye to this kind of people? It's going to be extremely difficult if you are a human. I'm not saying human being. If you are a human, it's going to be extremely tough for you to just ride a good car, put up a tinted glass, and then not see your surrounding. It's going to be very tough. That's why the financial earning prospect of your career is very important. Let's talk about just example. I'm not, talking low about any profession here. Let's talk about, let's say, a person is doing a knitting of a traditional muffler, let's say. If that person belongs to a small tribe like my community, Maring, how many people do you think will buy a Maring muffler in a month? It's going to be in few numbers, right? Now he or she is going to invest a lot of labor on it, but the market prospect is very low. That's not going to suffice to help your family, at least your family also. Now you may love to do about this muffler. You may love to do the knitting, but the financial prospect that is expected from this profession is very low. It's not going to help you survive. So that is why when you decide career, the financial prospect, the earning prospect of the career is also extremely important. People from Delhi, people from Bangalore, Mumbai may say otherwise. We don't care. They are not us. We are us, right? Our scenario is different from theirs. Their family, they belong to a multiple generation, government employee families, businessmen. They don't care about earning. They can do what they love to do, but it's not the case for you and I. We can't just do that. We also need to earn, not only for me, but for my family, for my relatives, for my village, for my community, for our district, for our state. There was a fire incident in Chandil. At the moment, the house was just burned down. In the moment. And in government, in us, the house fire doesn't come under disaster relief. So unlike landslides, floods and all, we can't just issue checks and then give them money because it's not there in the provision. Now, you being SDO of a subdivision, if people come and tell you that house has been burned down just like that, even in my own subdivision, there's a village called Chimaykulen. Now, people come and tell you that the house has been burned down just like that. Properties worth lakhs and then monetary, even cash burned down, something like that. Now, do you just tell them, I'm sorry, I would love to help, but this doesn't. Do you think that you will have a good sleep after saying them and just turning them away just like that? Never. It's not going to be. So that is why you need to have at least decent salary, where apart from your own family and your children, you also will be in a position to help other people who are extremely in need of your help. That is why the financial earning prospect of the career choice that you make is also extremely important. Okay, so 3 things. Passion, what you really love to do, and number 2, what you are really good at, you have to find out that. Number 3, the financial earning prospect of the career. I'm sure there are a lot of things about career counseling, but these 3 things, according to me, are the best ones in determining for the young people like you to decide what you want to become in your life. Alright, so now, coming to the last part, apart from the career choice, why do we need to make a career choice? Why do you need to study so hard today? Dear students, I want you to listen carefully. I want to throw this challenge to you as your elder, growing up from some environment like you, okay? Why do you have to study so hard today? Why do you have to go to school? Why do you have to attend classes? Why do you have to write exams and top the class? Like I said, you learn today. Remember, you learn today so that tomorrow you can lead. Okay? You don't learn today so that you can feed your family tomorrow. That's not the only purpose. You work so hard today, you study so hard today, you learn today, tomorrow you can be the leaders in our society. Okay? You would have seen a lot of IAS officers before, you would have seen a lot of politicians, you would have seen army officers before, you would have seen professionals, doctors, engineers, teachers. But our society, listen to me, our society is not in short of such people. Our society is not in shortage of such personalities, but we are in shortage of leaders. We are lacking leadership in our society. We don't just need politicians. We don't just need an IAS officer. We not only need a doctor and engineers and teachers, but we need leaders in these people. Okay? We need leaders in these people. So today you're studying so hard. Today you're working so hard. So that tomorrow when you become these people, when you become a politician, when you become a public figure, when you become a bureaucrat, when you become a doctors and engineers, don't be just these people. I want you to be leaders with these professions and not as part of you. Because our society lacks leadership today. There is so much of chaos, so much of divisions and fragmentation, disintegration in our society. In Manipur, you can see we have a lot of differences between valley and hills. In the hills, we have differences between Nagas and Kugis. Among the Nagas, lot of tribes again. Too much of fragmentations and divisions. We need leadership. We need a young generation like you who will grow up not knowing about the differences, but who will grow up with the love and unity and harmony of these different groups of people. I think it was in 1893, I guess. Do you know who is Swami Vivekananda? Yeah. So there was a conference, World Conference of Religion in 1893 in Chicago. This Swami Vivekananda said, I'll tell you what he said. If I am a Hindu and if I ask a Christian to become a Hindu, God forbid, that doesn't allow me. If a Christian cannot ask a Hindu man to become a Christian, neither to a Muslim or Islam, God forbid that. He said, okay, he said, when a seed is planted under the ground, we put water, right? We put mud, and the seed gets air from the atmosphere, right? So when the seed grow up, the seed doesn't grow up as a water. The seed doesn't get transformed into a mud and grow up. The seed doesn't become air, right? What do the seed become? It becomes a plant. The seed that we planted takes the mud from the ground, takes water that we have been watering, takes the air from the atmosphere, and it becomes a beautiful plant. Right? I'm told that this school consists of students from different communities, Kukis, Meitei, Nepalese. Now, it's a perfect platform for you to nurture your mindset. You may be Kuki, you may be Nepali, you may be Meitei, you may be Hindu Christian. You don't sit here just to read books. You have to invite these characters of oneness, love and harmony among one another. So that tomorrow you become, you build a better society. You take the good things about the other, take the good things about the other party, make a better society. And it's your job. It's a matter of few years, you are going to find yourself in my position and don't preach about this. You may think that you are still very young, but not. Okay, so last point now, to end with. Remember always this in your mind. In 1947, when India got independence, on the eve of independence, tonight the independence was going to be announced, but just before that, in the Constituent Assembly, how many of you have heard the word called Constituent Assembly? I'm sure the higher class students would have heard that. Our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, said in the Constituent Assembly, very strong and meaningful sentence, which is my favorite. He said, the ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe out every tears from every eye. Let me repeat. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation today has been to wipe out every tears from every eye. It sounds very impossible, right? How can you remove tears from every eye? As a human being, it's not possible. It's extremely difficult. But he went on to say further. He went on with further quote. He said, that may be beyond our abilities. That may be impossible for us. He said, to wipe out every tear from every eye may be impossible for us. But he said, but as long as there is tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. You got what I'm saying? Can you understand? Please tell me, are you able to understand or not? Because I want you to understand. I'll explain it if you don't understand. I know you are still a bit young to grasp this, but I'll try to explain it. I feel very important. What our first Prime Minister said is the greatest ambition of you and me is to remove the suffering and tears of everybody. He said it may be very difficult for us to do that, but as long as there are suffering and tears, our work will not be over. That means we should never stop working for our society. at least to contribute something to elevate pain and suffering in our society. That is the true purpose of you and I being born, being put on this earth. To have a decent salary and then to feed your family, have a decent house, have a decent car is not the only purpose of your life. You need to contribute to the society. Make sure that the society, when you came onto this world, it's not the same case when you leave this world. You contribute and then make it better. So with this, I would like to end my short speech. I hope you are young, but one day I hope you will remember what I said. Few things that are very close to my heart. I won't, bother much to share such things with the very elderly people, but I would rather, take time to share with young people like you because you matter the most. Few years from today, you will find in our position, and then you will preach the same thing. Thank you all. Have a nice evening.
Guys, you have any question?
Respectful share once again a very good morning. It's been a privilege for all of us to be a part of your precious time. Coming to the point, I want to ask you just a simple question. Shall we have the knowledge that you have switched your profession from medical to civil services? When today's people, many of today's people, including I myself, we all are planning, struggling, and dreaming to be a part of that medical circle in which you were once in. What gave you the thought and what makes you switch profession and switch your profession, drop down from a high status and restart from the bottom to pursue for another profession? What motivated you and gave you the courage to do it? In addition, or do you think that civil services are more important than medical profession? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, I got it. Yeah, I might have missed out in a little bit about my background. I was never a medical aspirant in the first place. I always wanted to be in civil service. I planned that I will go for engineering course after my 12th. So I prepared for all the engineering entrance exams. So in our time, it was the engineering entrance exams were conducted in the month of mostly April. Okay, so I get 6 engineering exams. Then I was done, and I had nothing to do at that time in 2011. So my friends and my teachers told me to write for medical as well, since I have nothing to do, at that time. I got into engineering as well in some of the reputed colleges, but when I also cleared the medical entrance, my parents somehow persuaded me to go for a medical course. So it was not a change of a plan from medical to civil service. It has been always there. Yeah. So it's not like, during the medical course, I encountered some incident and then I was so touched by it and then I changed to other profession. It's not like that. Well, about your second question, there's nothing like our first resource person had mentioned, there's nothing like another profession is more important than another profession. All are equally important. It's about making our society move forward. Everybody has to contribute. I always used to say, if I am an officer and I enjoy a very good salary, and then if I just come to office and then just sign, some of the very basic certificates and then go back, then I must say that my peon is doing far better, much better job than I do. I have been paid higher salary. I have been given, perks, given respect in the society because I'm expected to perform for our society. So even though I'm an IS officer, if I don't perform, I feel, a cobbler who is doing his job very well is doing much better than me. So it's all about a character in our society. It's not about, big and low. Just one small story. When a parent takes their children on the roadside, and then they see a guy who is sweeping the floor in the roadside. The parents said, telling their son, scolding him, if you don't study very hard, you will become like this guy. Okay, this is the tendency our society has today. You don't study very hard, you see that guy who is sweeping the road, you will become like him. Very wrong character. It's not about big or small. We need to change our perspective. Why don't we tell our children like this? My son, if you study very hard, if you work hard in life, and if you become a successful man, you can give a better life to that sweeper. Instead of being very negative about that sweeper, the profession of a sweeper, telling his son that if you don't study hard, you will become like him. That's a very negative perspective of thinking, right? Why don't we just tell our son, if you study so hard in life, if you work hard, you can give that man a better life. So it's about our perspective, not about big or small. Do I answer your question? Okay. Any more? Otherwise, I will. Okay.
Hello, sir. My first question to you is, how did you spend your time in education, life, and second question is, what was the most difficult hardship you faced in your life?
Please come again. I couldn't get it.
My first question to you is, how did you spend your time in education, life? And second question is, what was the most difficult hardship you faced in your life?
Well, spending time in education life, especially when you are in the lower part of your education, especially till maybe class 12. When we say spending time, of course, to confine ourselves to get engaged in reading and studying is the primary job we are supposed to do as a student. But I would always advise the students to get involved in many other things, extracurricular things. Have you heard of the word called adversity quotient? Have you heard of the word called intelligence quotient? IQ? What about EQ? What about SQ? No. What about AQ? Okay, you know IQ and EQ, right? IQ is intelligence quotient, your fitness in comprehension, mathematics, and all this. EQ is your emotional quotient, your ability to understand the other people, right? SQ is social quotient. It's your ability to connect with friends and other people in the society, your ability to converse and make connections with others. There is a latest concept called AQ, adversity quotient. You know what is adversity? Adversity is a disaster. It is something unprecedented, like COVID-19 pandemic. We never anticipated such big pandemic would happen. It has affected our lives, right? It has stopped our schools, it has stopped our business, everything. So that was a big adversity for human. Now, adversity quotient is something that prepares an individual for overall development. Now today you are deeply in love with somebody, tomorrow you broke up. Now you are so sad about it, emotionally broke about it, that you go and suicide yourself. And you want to study a lot in a very good school, but your parents cannot afford you, so you have to end up quitting your education. You are so broke about it, you suicide your life. Now, adversity quotient is something that prepares an individual in overcoming in such difficult situations. You broke up with your girlfriend dumped you. Now you sit and think, alright, I'm in this situation, what do I do next? Should I die because of her? Or there is a life much ahead of me? I can do much better than this? I can get much better than her? So adversity quotient is something that helps you sail through, that helps you maneuver through when you're in a very difficult situation of your life. So, why I'm telling you this? Today we are in need of adversity quotient because the world is so unpredictable. Today you think IS is a very good profession, it's a very good career choice, respectable, good earning, this and that. 5-10 years from today, it may not be. And it's changing, trust me. The glory and the glamour of the service which the service used to enjoy 10, 20 years back, it has faded slowly. And it's for good reason. And I'm very happy about it. Those days, when an IS officer visits somewhere, they were treated almost noble like a god. Today, never. It has become so egalitarian. And it's for a good reason. Why do our people have to think of a SDO as a god? It shouldn't have been. Why? Because our people depended on these officers just for basic needs like toilet, drinking water. Okay, when your basic needs is at the hand of somebody, of course you have to consider him like a god. But today, we are no longer in that situation. That means the hard work of all those bureaucrats long time back, the system, the governance, has really helped the living condition of our people. That is why people no longer need bureaucrats as much as it used to be, and which is a very good thing. That means our hard work is paying off. We are developing. We are growing up as a society. So, what you want today may not be what you want tomorrow. Things may change. Now, that is why you need to develop your personality overall. Just reading book, topping in the exam alone, it's not enough. You have to get involved in sports, you have to get involved in fashion show, you have to get involved in singing, dancing, social work, debating competition, elocution. Get involved. Prepare yourself for what may come on your way. Parents and children should not prepare a way for the children. Parents and teachers should not prepare a way for the students. We should prepare the student for whatever way that is ahead of us. Okay, so how do I spend time in education? I'm a very social man. I get involved in almost all activities. When I will, seriously urge you to do the same thing. It will help you develop overall personality. Okay, the second question, toughest thing is, I think when I didn't clear my IIT exam entrance, I cried. I think that was the toughest. So, can I call it a day?
Sir, here. So, sir, first of all, thank you so much once again for coming here and giving us your time. I'm one of the shapers of the Imphal Global Shapers Imphal. Sir, I have two questions. And first, when setbacks come into your life, how do you hold the grip and tame your mind to remain calm and focus on your goals? What do you do? We want to know that. And number two, how do you start and end the day? Thank you.
Yeah. It's a difficult question, right? So the adversity quotient applies to her first question. Our first resource person has rightly said, when you are faced, when you're looking right into a problem, you don't rake. Of course, I can't claim myself to be so calm and composed all the time. If a gun is pointed at my head, I'll rake, of course. But there are some questions people used to ask. Do you follow your heart or your mind? Right? Do you follow your heart or a brain? I will say always follow your brain. The young ones will say always follow your heart. But I'm still young, but I will say always follow your brain, your mind, the logics, the rationality, the ability to comprehend things. When you are facing a problem, when you're in a tough situation, when you follow your heart, you wreck. Right? You wreck. You jump into it. You don't analyze the situation. You don't do the calculations. You wreck into it. And you fall into the trap. So when you are facing a situation, a tough situation, you get yourself calm as much as possible. Try to see all angles possible. Try to picturize all the factors involved in it. Try to come up with a solution. Do not wreck. In philosophy, there is something called Morita therapy. I don't know if you have heard or not. Morita's therapy. They says when you face a problem, people try to, think, I want to get rid of problem. I want to get rid of problem. They try to get rid of problem. The more they try, the more they are trapped. It's like a donkey tied on a pole with a rope. Donkey thinks that he can get rid of the pole circle around. The more the donkey circles around the pole, the rope gets shorter, and then you will get stuck more. So the more you try to rake over a problem, the more you will get stuck. Morita therapy says that accept the problem, think about it, analyze the situation, be calm and composed, accept it, don't deny it, and that's how you overcome. Okay, so yeah, she has one more question left. The second part of her question, how do I start and end my day? I must apologize, I'm not, I tried my best to be very disciplined in this, but I had been failing many times. I'll start with the end part. I always end my day with a Netflix movie, and I will sleep off with the movie. One movie will, take about 1 week to complete, because I always sleep off in the between. Because day, hard work in a day make me exhausted, and then I need to find something to make me sleep also. Start a day, it's very rampant. Most of the time I start by a morning jog, but I had been failing, I should say. Yep. So I start my day sometimes with a jog, but sometimes with a breakfast right from the bed, which is very bad practice. You have to be very disciplined in this, I would urge you. Great personalities like Narendra Modi, they have a very disciplined life. They wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, they have a fixed schedule, what to do with your day. You have to be very efficient in managing your time and what you are supposed to do. But which I'm not good at it, and I'm still struggling to do it. Yeah.
This will be the last question for Dr. Angshim, okay? Because we're running out of time.
Yeah, this is also my last question. And sir, you said you once was in medical field as a doctor. So I want to ask you that can an unhealthy person, a weak person, become a doctor one day? Like to myself, I'm giving myself an example because I am the best example. I am always sick and I'm not able to attend regular classes, and I came today but I never attend classes before, and I don't know the teachers much or anyone, but still I want to I'm really interested in study, and I really have like this weakness that in my health condition that I cannot study as much as I like. And if I wanted to study for around 30 minutes or 1 hour, then I cannot do. If I say 1 hour, I'll study only 30 minutes because my strength cannot take it anymore, and I will be dizzy, and that's what I get always. And so, can an unhealthy person overcome these difficulties? And can you give me some guidance? And can I become a doctor one day if with this unhealthy life? With this sick life? Thank you.
Sure, you can. Medical profession really demands hard work, no doubt about it. Both when you are pursuing the course as well as after the course, when you're actually a doctor. However, you said if you study for about an hour, you get exhausted physically. You just need to find a customized solution for that. Of course, as a medical student, you are expected to read a lot. The syllabus is very huge. You are expected, that's a demand. But one thing that you can do is that the classes, number one, the classrooms, the practicals, the clinical classes, you need to be very attentive, because that way it will somehow help you, your table time. The need for you to sit down on a table and then get engaged in a book, it will help you reduce a little bit if you are really attentive in the classrooms and then the clinical classes, number one. Because medical, it's not like your present class, right? In medical course, the classrooms are very practical. You deal with dead bodies, cadavers, dissections, and all this. It's interesting. You will not be that physically drained out. All right. So you have to pay attention in such classes, number one, so that you can reduce your table time for study, number one. Okay. And number two, when you study also, you have to find, like I said, customized solution for yourself. You study in such a way that you don't sit for so long hours at a time. you take breaks. You sit for maybe 20 minutes, but 20 minutes should be worth. It should be a real study. You don't open a book, sit down and then see your Instagram in the phone, sit for 20 minutes and call it as a 20-minute study. That's not going to work. So you have to sit 20 minutes, full concentration, take break, do what you love to do, go out for a walk, sing something, come back, break up your study times. That will somehow help you physically. And number 3, of course you can become a doctor. It's not going to be, somehow it will help you, it will little bit disturb you, but it's not going to be a stumbling block for you to become a doctor. You can become. And in fact, when you become a doctor, when you start studying medicine, the medical knowledge that you will gain from your course will somehow also help you in overcoming your physical issue, your health issue. You will be well informed about your own health issue that you can take good care about it. So there are no such things that you cannot become a doctor. You need not get demotivated because of that. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. It was nice interacting you all. I wish you all the best. I wish you good luck for both the students as well as the Global Shapers community. Thank you. Have a nice afternoon, everyone.
Dr. Angshim, for your uplifting story and sharing your experience to reach where you are here today. I'm pretty sure that it will be a reminder to the students here that it is completely okay for a small town boy belonging to a very small tribal community to achieve big things in life. And before I proceed on with the next resource person, the school would like to felicitate these speakers from their side. Please.
Good morning, all. I would like to take this opportunity to say a word of gratitude to our resource persons as well as the Global Shapers community. And apart from that, not just word, we would like to show our gratitude with a small token of gift. And to do the honor, I would like to request Ms. Fainu, the administrator of Shalom Academy, Motbung. First of all, I would like to request Sir Angshim Dangshawa to kindly stand up and come forward. Next, Sir Deepak Bista, Lieutenant Colonel, Indian Army. Sir Renedy Singh, former Indian football captain and currently technical director of Senapati Football Academy. And also I would like to call out the Global Shapers community for giving us this wonderful opportunity. First of all, I would like to call Ms. Kimi, the curator of Global Shapers Imphal Hub. Next, Miss Lucy, our own host. Next, Ravi Chandra M. Next, Bankim. Next, Trasila. And Naomi. Ravi Chandra KH. And Paris. Once again, we are really grateful for this program, and And I would request the resource persons and the global Shapers community, let this not be the end but the beginning, and in the future we always look forward for such a program again. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very lovely gesture. Before we came to the school, we even prepared chocolates for the students, so that the chocolates can encourage them to ask questions. But we find the students are very smart, very confident to ask questions, and it's a very good thing to see, like especially that girl with the specs. Where is she? She left her. Okay. I want to ask her name. She was very smart, she's very confident asking questions. So please keep doing that, because when I was a student, I wasn't like her. I wasn't like you all. I was very shy, and it took me years to build up this confidence to be on stage like this. So next, before we start on with the next resource person, I would like to ask a question. How many of you here believes that you are able to make a career in football industry? Like, how many of you believe that? There are many students here who are very passionate about football. How many of you believe that you are able to make a career? Where are the footballers here, the aspiring footballers? You were putting your hands up in the early morning that you want to become a footballer, and where are those? So, or you do not believe in that fact, that you are not able to make a career out of it. So this is the very reason why we have Mr. Renedy Singh here today with us, to show you that it is possible. It is possible to have a football career in India, and it is no longer a distant dream like it used to be. Mr. Renedy Singh, former captain of the Indian national football team, and is presently the technical director of Classic Football Academy. He is also the president of Football Players Association of India. So may I please call upon Mr. Renedy to please take the stage. Thank you.
Thanks, Josie, and thank you, Global Shapers, for inviting me here. And it was lovely listening to Deepak and Angshim, and as a former footballer, listening to these wonderful personalities, great personalities. There's a lot to learn, and it's nice to see all the students. But I really want to know now if you can concentrate, if you have the capacity for 15-20 more minutes to concentrate. As a 13, 14 or 15, 16-year-old, I don't know how much you can concentrate though. Like we always say in my playing time, we have these Indian coaches, and I'm not talking bad about Indian coaches, I love them, but we used to have a team meeting for 1.5 hours, and they used to talk to us like, oh, ध्यानचंद ने सुबह 4:30 बजे उठकर ट्रेन का तालीम में ट्रेनिंग किया, ये 4:30 बजे उठकर इतना भागता था, उतना भागता था. And time has changed now. And when we have this coach called Bob, who took Malmo FC to Champions League, and he was the coach for Saudi Arabia, China, and he was with us for 6 years. And he used to keep a meeting for 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes. In that 15 minutes, he will show the positive things that we have done in the match and the negative things, and he will talk for 2-3 minutes, and that was it. But then the result is 15 minutes listening to him, we get better result than listening to 1.5 hours to all our great players our coaches that we have faced. So I just really want to know what's inside the brain, what you're really thinking. The moment I mention passion, hard work, you'll be like, Renedy, no more. Can we just go home and eat lunch? Yeah, so just bear with me for 15 minutes. I will share a bit about how I started playing football. I was born in Sekmai, which is 10 minutes drive from here. And I was studying in Manipur Public School. In those days, Manipur Public School was, I feel, one of the best. And I don't see that. I'm not talking down on them, but the school itself from outside, I don't think it's not the best anymore. I think they still have to work. So yes, when I was in public school, I was in class 5, and that's when I got selected for Tata Football Academy. And Tata Football Academy is still based in Tata Nagar, which is 5 hours by train from Calcutta. And before me, there was there was a person called my brother only, Balin Singh from Sekma itself, and he was staying in Tata Football Academy. So whenever he used to come home for holidays, twice a year, once a year, he used to come home with all the pictures from Europe, playing against the best team. And as a 8, 9 years old, I followed him everywhere. It's just that I didn't, at night I used to go home and sleep, or I didn't just follow him to the toilet. Otherwise I was following him everywhere, every single thing he do, I was just doing the same. Yeah, and that's how I got motivated, and that's how I got interested. And maybe because my father himself was a player, he was a football player, he couldn't make it big, he couldn't play for the Indian national team, but he played for the Manipur State League, and he played for Roberts Cup. Yes, he himself, he was a footballer, but when he couldn't make it big, and I'm talking about 1990, 89, 90, and when I started taking interest in football, football was nothing great, like Angshim had mentioned, those that he also wanted to become a footballer. Angshim, if I have to tell you, I have got many players who are really short, but I like them. But in our days in Tata Football Academy, to get selected, if your height is short, you're not there, you're going home. And that was the saddest day for any player. But he'll be lucky, he'll be saying that, oh, yeah, I'm thankful that I didn't play football, I'm an IS officer now. Yeah, so yes, to be in Tata Football Academy, for me it was a great thing, because my father never wanted me to play football. And I'm sure many of your parents, mom and dad, don't want to be a footballer, because, but I think they should now. The life, if you are a footballer now, the life is great. It's not as bad as we were. Yeah. So my father whenever I used to come back, he used to beat me up. I always said that whenever I talk, he used to beat me up, just because playing football. Can you imagine in Bombay, Delhi, parents are forcing the kids out, paying 5,000 every month to play football. And here we go play, we come back, we get beaten up. It's just the opposite. Yeah. So this is how it was, but when I said just because thanks to Balin Singh, who motivated me enough to take a football as a profession. As a 9, 10-year-old, I was like, I have to go to Europe and train there at least like him. So yes, I went for under 12 tournament, Manipur all under 12 tournament, and I got selected there also. And I told my father, Daddy, if I get selected in Tata Football Academy or in Sports Authority of India, I will study for free, I will train for free, and then I'll go to Europe. And when he's not interested in me going to Europe or me playing football, but he was only interested if I get selected in Sports Authority of India, I will get free admission in Sainik School, and that was his dream, but that was not my dream. Yes, I got selected. After represented Manipur in Calcutta for under 12, I got selected in both Tata Football Academy and Sports Authority of India, Sainik. And I had to choose when I came back home, I had to choose. I had around 15 days. In that 15 days, I had to choose either Tata Football Academy, the best academy I feel in those days, or studying in Sainik School, being an army officer. And with all great respect, the army officer is here. But I didn't want to become an army officer then also. But I'm not saying that there are many, to become an army officer is also a great thing. But I was 100% sure in those days also, I want to become a footballer. So yes, for 5, 10 nights I cried, and my grandfather who died 2 years back when he was 108, he's no more, and he's the one who changed my life. And every single night, and me and father, we never meet because they are working hard every single day to give us good food, good stay. So we never meet in the lunchtime or breakfast. There is nothing called breakfast in those days. And we only meet in the evening around 8:30 at the dinner time. And whenever I cried, I said, I want to go to Tata Football Academy. And my grandfather, after 5 nights, he said, son, let him go wherever he wants to go. And that's when my father said, yes, okay. I will let him study in Tata Football Academy. So yes, in the year 1990, I joined Tata Football Academy. And I stayed there for 6 years. In that 6 years, I'm telling you, I have my studies for free, foreign trip free. On top of that, I was getting a stipend. Since I was 11-year-old, I have never taken a single rupee from my mom and dad. I'm living for free. So I'm married now, married to one of our friend, Angshim's friend also, Pujay Langbam. But I feel that, since now I'm living for free, if I can live for 30 more years for free stay, free food, free hotel, I'll be happy in life, I don't need anything more. So yeah, yes, 6 years I stayed in Tata Football Academy. To be in that Tata Football Academy, I have seen many cadets going out because the height is not good, the performance is not good. For me, I don't want to come back home to check my no. I want to be the best player. I want to play for the national team. So every single day was a challenge. Every single day was a hard work because I want to stay there. And only 20 players in lakhs and lakhs of people can stay there with those facilities. Yeah, every single day was a hard work. But that hard work, I wouldn't say that was a hard work because that's what I love doing. That was a challenge. I love singing. I still love it. I'm still running an academy called Classic Football Academy where we have got 450 kids and I share my experience every single day, so I still love it. Yes, after staying in Tata Football Academy for 6.5 years, I signed a professional contract for Mohun Bagan. And after that, I played in various other clubs, Mohun Bagan, East Bengal, Kerala Blasters, for 19 years. And between that, I played for the national team for 12 years. And to be in the national team, like Angshim mentioned, you know, if you want to be great in every profession, any profession, you have to be the best. You cannot have doubts. You just cannot have doubts. And I always say to my football, young football players that if you go with a doubt, so we have this tactical thing in football. If you want to compete against the best, how do we compete? We just don't go there, oh, we have to fight for the family, we have to fight for this. No, we have to be tactical enough. There is something called working smart. Everyone is working. I'm sure if I ask anyone over here, everyone is working really hard. But are you working smart? With the quality that Angshim mentioned about, quality is important. So yes, as I have, so 12 years to be in the 12 years in the national team in this Laxanga, in that 20 players, in that 20 players squad, to be in the national team for 12 years again, that's what a hard work, but that was the best time of my life. Traveling everywhere, living the best life, that was a dream. But to be in the, then it's not only the dream now, there are a lot of players from Manipur doing the same thing. But in that 12 years, the best life, but at the same time, whenever you get injured, you're out for 6 months. Whenever you have a bad performance, 90 or 1 lakh, sometimes 130,000 people turn up in Calcutta just to watch football. And if you're on a winning side, of course we are not the best footballing country in the world, but the Bengalis, they will make you feel like you are Maradona or Pele for a few days, because that's how much passionate they are. But if you're on a losing side, you will not be able to go out for 3-4 hours from the stadium. They will abuse your mom, they will abuse your sister, they will abuse you, they will abuse your girlfriend, everyone. So that's what it is. It's the same happening right now. So I was watching a match yesterday, India playing Vietnam. After the training, one of my coaches is here. We were watching at the cafe, and India lost to Vietnam 3-0. And the amount of abuses they were getting from the fans, and I don't know if any from you guys will be able to do that. When people started abusing you, your mom, your dad, it's not the best thing. But at the same time, those players are earning 2 crores in 6 months, so it's not that bad again. Yeah. So yes, if I have to, yeah, that was my career, 19 years career. I had the best time of my life. And in the year 2015, I retired after playing for so many years. And I decided, and that's when I decided to become a coach. When I was playing, I never thought I'll become a coach. I never thought, because my life, honestly, my life was all about playing every single day, getting good money, earn money as much as possible, party in the evening. I don't come home. Honestly, I don't come home to Manipur. I was not the best example. Really, I was not the best example when I was playing. Of course, yes, I was giving my heart for the country. I was playing my best, but in terms of connection with the family, was not great, and I regret that. So I'm trying to make up as much as possible while I'm here with my mom and dad. And the crazy days, if I have to talk about my father, honestly, he used to come to watch. Those days, it's not as easy now. We have 10-15 flights from Manipur to Calcutta, but in those days, 1 or 2 flights. 1996, 97, and you weren't even born. And my father used to come, take a flight to Calcutta, and he used to count. He used to watch the match, and he used to count my mistakes, my missed passes. and he will come at night, meet at the dinner, and he will start. Just before the dinner, he will start, son, you have done dismiss passes, you are not good enough, let's go home. So this was my father, yeah. So yes, that's how it was. But one day I said, enough is enough, Daddy. I don't want to see you again. He didn't come for years and years. He didn't come for the football match for 7-8 years after that. But then again, that's how it was. That's how much that he wanted. It's not that he was bad, but that's how much he wanted. And sometimes, and I always say that when you are 17, 18, 19 years old, don't just work hard. Just do what you love doing. Have a routine life. I think to have a routine life is important. To balance life is important. Don't just, of course, yes, Angshim said that 7, 8, 10 hours, if you really want to become great, yes, but can you try and balance it? Just open your book and you stay there for 12 hours. It's not going to help you. Just try and mix it up. I always say to my football guys, just try and mix it up. We have a routine life, till now. Yeah, I'm doing my pro license assignment for last 2 weeks, so I'm sleeping late. Otherwise, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Then 6-7 hours in the sun. I'm sure you guys must be having trouble for us. And the coaches here, 6-7 hours in the sun is nothing for us. It doesn't look great, but it's not bad at all. So yes, 6, and after that we go for lunch break, and then we start again for 4 hours in the evening training. And after that I meet my coaches in the evening. We meet our coaches for the coffee. We talk about the difficulties that we face every single day, about the players, about the development. So we talk about it, and I go home, I have dinner, and after dinner I sit down again for 1-2 hours. So that's my life. It's not that I'm not complaining, this is what I love doing, so I don't have any problem. So like that, if you're 18, 19 year old, you need to meet your friends, you need to enjoy, you need to go for dancing, you need to meet people, as many people as you can, and you have to study. And don't only study, try and do some sports also. And you don't have to be the best footballer, or you don't have to be the best sports person if you do sports. What sports can help you is, first, you will look good, you will stay healthy, you will be able to concentrate more. If you do sports, you will be able to concentrate more. Try going for, don't go for running to start with, girls. I'm sure some guys can do it. Try going for walking 30 minutes every single day. You will feel fresh the whole day, I'm telling you. And when you feel fresh, whatever you do, chances of getting success is very, very high. Yes, so don't just do hard work, just try and balance your life. I think that's the key. And if you all can see what we love, can do what we love doing, I'm sure nothing can stop us. We will achieve whatever we want. And yes, if I have to come back, 2017 is when I started my academy. 2015 I retired. I've become an assistant coach after that for Pune City, the Indian Super League. We're talking about the best league in India. But I wouldn't say that it's like Europe. We still have a long way to go, but the facilities-wise, if anyone wants to be a footballer here, facilities-wise for Indian Super League, you stay in 5-star for 6 months. So if you go to Hyatt, Marriott, for 1 day, you have to pay a lot. Right, so 6 months, we are not great, but we are get that facilities, fooding free, the nutritionist, everything is there, the analysts. But there are about 20-30 staff and 20-30 players, 60 people staying in the best hotels, like they are doing right now for last 10-12 years. So unlike our days where we have to pay for our car, food, stay, every single thing. So time has changed now, and the money you get, whatever. If you are in the Indian national team, of course, we cannot compare with the European, but it's much better than before. 2.5 crore, 1.5 crore to 2.5 crore is what Indian players are getting. But I would say, I repeat again, but we are not the best yet. But the money, if you can save it, now in our days we used to sign for 1 year, but these days the players sign for 5 years. 5 years, 2 crore, not bad. So if you can save it, and I would request the young kids, do not try and buy many things or the branded things we talk about. I did that the same though. I cannot say do not, but try and minimize. If I said I used to do the same, manage the money well. It's very, very important, and that's what we have to start from the family, I feel, from your mom and dad. Mom and dad needs to know how they are making and how, with what much you guys are surviving. If you're surviving on 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, the kids need to know. If you talk about our football boys again, There is the football boot, whatever the best players are wearing are 25, 30,000. So just imagine if our young footballers, they see on Instagram, they see on Facebook, and they want their family or they ask their family to buy the 25,000 boot. That's a salary for your mom and dad for the whole month. So what you are going to do? So that's why I request and I force everyone to buy 500 to 1,000 rupees boot, and it's the same. If your technique is right, Indian boot or foreign boot, it will still be the same. It's just that, you know, if the guys, if I have to talk about the guys, there will be some good-looking girls, they will say, oh, Nike, Adidas. No, don't do that. Just go with what you have, you know. And when you become a professional player, when you start earning big, they will come. Adidas, Nike will come. If you talk about Sunil Chetri, if you talk about Singlen Sana, if you talk about Jackie Chan, if you talk about Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, who was on 2.5, the brand goes to them. Like I was with Reebok for 3 years. So then with Sunil, they will give you the stuff. They will pay you 15, 20 lakhs for wearing Nike or Adidas. Just imagine. Yeah, the players are getting, the Indian players are getting, I'm not talking about the European players. Yeah, let's not talk about Ronaldo because it's 200,000 crores. We don't know how much money is that. Yeah, so the Indian players are getting that. And Manipur, the talent is there. The talent is there in Manipur. That's why I started. That's why we started an academy along with my 10 coaches as a classic football academy to see the talent. And after seeing the talent, and me being a Tata Football Academy cadet from Manipur, we don't have one single good academy 5-6 years back. Now we have many. If you talk about Cargo, if you talk about Poloi, if you talk about 15-30 minutes drive away from Imphal, there are many now. So if you really want to become a footballer, try and see. I will never say that come to Classic because you have to do it yourself. I will say, oh, come to Classic, we are the best. No. See how Classic people are playing. So whenever there is a match, go and watch the match, how they are playing. Is that the style you want to play? If you go to Poloi, is that the style you want to play? See the style and see their training. Go and visit the training. Watch there, and we will always allow you to come for training and see, are you good enough, are you better, or they are better, and how far we have to go. See how, if I have to talk about Classic, when we started at 2018, we had 340. From that 340, we chose 120 kids, elite kids. They don't pay. So when we started playing against the village team also, we lost 5-6-7-0 in those days. Then I'm thinking after 2 years of training, I'm thinking like, am I a good coach? You know, will I be a good coach? Then 5 years, now we have beaten, the Classic Academy has beaten all the state teams in Manipur, including Neroka FC, who is in ISL, twice. So just imagine the academy boys are beating this Indian National League team who are on 50 or 1 lakh salary. So just imagine if you believe it. I'm still saying that we are not the best, but we as a challenge with my coaches, we have taken a challenge that we want to make something great. We are sharing our experience to compete with the best of India. And as we all know, in India, the Indian national team, there are always 7 or 8 players from Manipur because we have got the best talent and we have to continue doing that. And just because 6 and 7, without giving any facilities, if we can give 6-7 quality players for the Indian team, just imagine if we have the best facilities like whatever Reliance is having, Bengaluru is having, Round Glass is having, like what Tata Football Academy is having. If we can give the best, we will have much more. We'll have maybe 20 Indian players from Manipur. If we work hard, if we work smart. So yes, but again, we can always complain, we can always compare with, oh, Tata Football Academy has got the best stay, has got the best food, but in life it's not about the best food or best stay. Yes, you need to have a healthy food, but it's about the best training you are getting. It's about the platform that you're getting. It's about day in, day out training what you're getting. It's about the matches that you're getting. It's about the competition that you're getting. So you have to see that every single day. And that's our challenge. Next step, in another 2-3 years down the line, we want to be the best in India. And if anyone from here, if you want to be a footballer, you can always come and watch the training. And if you want to join, if you are good, you're always welcome. And if you are not good, you will train in the school, and we'll give you time to improve, and you can come. And if you are good already, you're always welcome to our elite, to play along with our elite boys. yes, this is how we want. And please, before I say goodbye, before I end it here, I say try and be humble in life. Whatever you are today, I am sure whoever is here, you all are going to become great someday. Like Angshim said, we need leaders. We need leaders from our northeast. We need leaders from Manipur. There are not many people who can call it a leader when we want to go from outside from Manipur. We have too many leaders in Manipur. We have so many VVIPs. But once we go out from Manipur, we don't see any. Everyone become too small. Yeah? So we need a great leader who is ready to face the other states. We need those kind of leaders where we can respect. So now, even if you become a great leader, we always try to be humble and be nice to each other. And I don't think we are nice to each other as a state, as Northeast. I think we have to be more humble and nice to each other. We have to have that togetherness and work hard every single day so that we can be the best someday. And I'm sure if you work hard right now, you're listening to all the great speakers over here. I'm not great though, I'm just a former footballer, but just listen to it and don't just listen to us and think that whatever we are saying is right. So I listen to a lot of podcasts these days, and I think, whatever they say, I always try and reflect and think, whatever are they saying is right? It's working for them, but will it work for me? Whatever Deepak have said, whatever Angshim have said, whatever they have said, it's all nice things. I love it. That will motivate me more. I love listening to them. But will it work for me? Whatever I'm saying now to you, will it work for you? So you have to think. It makes you think. The more you think, the more you get better. And work single day. And I request, have a routine life. And enjoy the life. Don't just work. Enjoy the life. And it's a life, and football can help you. If you don't become a great footballer, it can always help you to become a better person, or become a healthier person, and you will be able to concentrate more.
So when did you start playing football, and who inspired you to play football?
As I have said, my father himself, he's a hero for me because he was a footballer himself. And one of my brother from the same place called Sekmai, he is the one, I think he has motivated enough. And there is a player called Kiran Kongsai, I can never forget that. He is the pioneer. He's from Saparmena, and he's in Calcutta right now. We may say that we have done this, we have done that, but he is the first one to make us believe that we players from Manipur can play for the Indian national team. So we should never forget Kiran Kongsai for what he has done for Manipur and for the Indian national team.
Thank you so much, sir.
Any more? All your doubts are cleared?
Just go home and enjoy the lunch, guys.
Okay, so I think we can okay. You have a question.
Hello, sir. I have a nephew. He always talk about want to be a player in the future. But when he tell me when he's in class 5 or 6, I thought, oh, he's lazy about studying, so he want to being a player. But he insists, and he's still in class 11 now. And he said, "Uncle, am I too late to be a player?" I said, well, "No, you can go ahead. Then where should I go from there? And if I want to concern with anyone, where can I go? And who can I talk with? And if going to an academy is compulsory?"
Going to an academy is not compulsory.
I mean, essential.
But I would say now, if you don't go to an academy, you will play or you will train individually for year and year. Years in, years out. So that's not possible. So if you go to an academy, any academy, you will get training every single day or 4 times a week. And you can balance with the study. He doesn't have to leave football. He doesn't have to leave studies if he play football. So he can always go in the morning, get trained, or after the school in the evening, so that he can balance. So 11 years old, it's very, very difficult to say he's going to become a great player. But at 11, now I started at 8, and 8 was late. But the best footballer, they start at 6. But there are many footballers in India who have started at 13, 14. And still become a footballer for Indian team footballer. So it's never too late, but we need to know how good he is. So to know that, I think he has to join an academy so that coaches can see and at the same time he doesn't have to leave the studies so that he can balance. But you can always come to us. You can always send to Classic Football Academies. I'm here, so we will always advise them.
Sure. Thank you.
What's the hardest thing you have faced while fighting for your dreams, to achieve your dreams?
I still believe that I haven't achieved my dreams till now. I'm still fighting for that. Because whatever I have achieved till now is what, of course, yes, I'm in the process. Yes, I have a 19-year career, but now I want to be the best coach. I want to produce the best player as much as possible. So I still have a long way to go. So I was the coach for Indian Super League, East Bengal for the last 2 years, and before that for Pune City. Now I've started my academy. So I have got a long way to go. That's why I'm working every single day, 7-8 hours with my coaches, with the boys, to be the best. So I'm enjoying the process. So I don't know, maybe in 20, 30 years what I will do, but I'm still enjoying the process, and I'm sure things will take care by itself. But for footballer, any player, I think whenever we are injured for 6 months, when you're out for 6 months, when your friends are playing, when your spot has been taken, and because the competition is so high, it's so competitive, if someone plays in your position and you're out for 6 months, very, very difficult to come back. So those 6-7 months out with injury was the hardest thing for me. But about football, I love this game, so I enjoy playing or training every single day.
Thank you. Who's your sports hero and what have you learned from him?
First hero, I would say my father. My father is my first hero, and he's still my hero. He's 75 years old. He's working hard to stay fit, but he's getting old though, so he will always be my hero. Whatever I'm today, it is because of him, because of his support. But he wasn't the best father though in terms of getting very aggressive when I don't do well. But yes, he's still my hero.
So we are done, right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Yeah, thank you.
Session, not only for the students but even for us to learn and know about the potential that the football industry holds in today's age. I hope you, the students, the football boys here, I hope you're inspired from him, just like Kiran Khongsai was someone who paved the way for Mr. Renedy. I hope that Mr. Renedy was able to pave the way, the same way for you guys. Thank you so much. And I think it will not be too much to say that it is due to the presence of likes of Mr. Renedy Singh that many football players in Manipur are hoping for a brighter future ahead. Thank you so much, Mr. Renedy. How was the session, students? Did you enjoy it? Yes, it's truly overwhelming. When we first came here, we did not expect this kind of, the reaction. Whenever we used to have scraping eye session in other school, we did not get this kind of reaction from any other school. So thank you to the school authority too for this. You are doing an amazing work for the students. Thank you for that. And before the program is coming to an end, and before we wrap up the program, I would like to request the school principal to share a few of his words here on the stage before we wrap up.
This was unexpected. I never knew that my students would be this much smart. Not only my students from Apex, and then students from Educational Training School. We warmly welcome them, though it is at the end part of the program. So first of all, I would like to say thank you, and I'm immensely grateful for this event in a place like ours. And we had never expected that such a valued resource person will be here. And we are deeply grateful to the global Shapers community in Imphal Hub for organizing such a great, giving them a great platform. I hope many of the students here will be inspired by the valuable speech that our resource person has given us. As a young lad, I've seen Sir Renedy played in football, and I've also told my students before here that our brother here can carve like David Beckham, and then the students are all excited to see you. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us, and also Dr. Angshim, one of the youngest achiever, I would say, who is here to inspire us. He has epitomized the phrase, nothing is impossible, that if you dare and dream, that nothing is unachievable. Thank you, sir, for giving us such a valuable suggestions and for motivating us. And last but not the least, I would say a colossal and a big thank you to Sir Deepak Bista for enlightening us, for giving us, for motivating our dear students, because many of them aspire to become Indian Army officer someday. I hope their spirit and their zeal and enthusiasm lives on forever and after this, even after the program ends. So, also I would like to say thanks, because to organize such an event, this could not be done overnight. The wheels has started rolling right from the day that we have organized, and our administrator, Ms. Hoinu, has been a catalyst who stimulate us to make this program a successful one. And also there are background heroes who have made this program successful, like our teachers who are seated there. They have contributed in their own way, and it is through their efforts and cooperation that we could make this program a successful one. And with these few words, I would like to conclude my end notes here. And lastly, I would like to end my speech. To conclude my conclusion, I would like to say that such event will be transcribed in the annals of TL Shalom Academy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words. And thank you so much to the school authority from the Global Shapers community side for showing your dedication and sincerity in shaping the future of the students. Please keep doing the amazing work that you're doing. And last of all, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to thank the resource person for investing their valuable time, coming down here today to guide you through, to nurture you for your future. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the amazing work that you're doing for the community, for the society, and for the country. Thank you so much. With this, I would like to end our program. Thank you so much, everyone. I wish you all have a great day ahead.